Okay, and we are live. Hello, everyone. It is I, King Billy, and I am here joined with some friends, Ricardo and Florence. You guys can introduce yourselves if you want.
Ricardo here. I think I'm the Venom avatar.
And it's me, Florence again. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so I am joined by a coder and a artist. Where Florence is the artist and Ricardo is the coder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, two very nerdy occupations. We don't get the women and stuff.
Speak for yourself.
I don't think these are not professions that you get a lot of women stuff. Back in the old days, you used to get bullied in school for doing stuff like this. But then they made it a huge taboo to bully people, and now everyone wants to be us. I mean, I don't know. It's just, sometimes I get this feeling like geek culture went downhill when it became mainstream. Like it was better when it wasn't mainstream. So you can get all these, trendy people coming in and telling people how to run the industries and stuff.
Even kind of back then when I was a kid, like not a lot of. Well, it was mostly like I had like a small group of friends who kind of liked the X-Men, Pokemon, all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah.
Well, the thing is, back in the old days, it was like, it was basically you had if you had adults who were geeks were very small, were kind of a bit of a minority and stuff. Like the majority of people watching this stuff were kids. So it's like outside of kids, you would have, those group of geeky adults that would, collect, read comic books and all that stuff. But now it's kind of like they're now trying to appeal more to like young adults and like 20-year-olds and college kids, which is one of the reasons why some of these comic books try to be so edgy. What?
It's people with income.
Yeah, but the thing is, well, the problem with comic books right now is that they're catering to a minority of minority. Like, the thing is, I kind of have been thinking of the concept that one of the problems with comic books is that there's not really much of a turnaround with the readership. Like in the old days, like back in the old days, you had kids that read the comic books, then they would grow up and move on, and then a new batch of kids.
The accessibility of comics.
Yeah. But today it's kind of like they say like, well, they need to focus on their core fans, and I get that, but that may not be good for expanded business.
Where do you buy a comic? You gotta go to a specific store.
Well, you can buy it at Barnes Nobles.
A comic book, a floppy.
Well, floppy, yeah, you'd have to go to a store, or you can order online now too.
Point is, whenever I was a kid, I'd stick my $2, walk across the road to the corner store where my mom bought her cigarettes, and I just pick up a comic.
Yeah, that is true. I feel like that also would help if comic books were more accessible as well. But I don't know. I also get this feeling like by just catering to a core audience, that might also not help increase sales. Like I just feel like the problem with comic books today was that they tried to appeal to a different audience, but that audience was a minority within a minority, and not like most of a majority of the consumer basis in like the free market. Because like SJWs are like a minority within a minority, so they should try to cater to new readers, but they shouldn't cater to like a bunch of radical readers like SJWs, because that's just bad for business.
What?
Oh,
I was actually kind of wondering, do you think that they would probably do better if they marketed more towards kids? Because
I think they would, but I just feel like having more turnout where more young kids are getting into it, and then a new batch of young kids come in to like take their place would also help a lot. Because I think that would definitely help like increase the sales. Because I just feel like right now it seems like comic books are always having this core, are just kind of right now having just kind of the same core group of people and aren't having as much turnaround with getting in new readers.
Well, there's no advertisement. I don't know why. I guess essentially, whenever I was a kid, you would go to the corner store with your mom to buy smokes, and you would see a comic book, and you'd be like, "Oh, that looks cool." And while she was doing her thing, you'd fucking pick it up, look at it, take it right off the
Yeah.
shelf, check it out, and then you'd be like, "Mom, buy me a comic."
Also,
Buy it
back in the
for
old
you.
days, kids, once the kids grew up, they would get rid of the comic books. Would basically they'd be done with comic books. Like today, you have a lot more older guys who are now reading and collecting comic books, which back traditionally that wasn't really the case. It was originally supposed to be kids grow up with it. Then when they get old enough, like say they're going to college or have to do other things in their life, they would give up their comic books, and the new batch of kids would come in to read them.
Well, that's what I did.
Yeah, but now it's kind of like basically comic books have turned into like a collecting hobby and stuff, which may be contributing to the factor into it. I don't know. It just seems like the market's just too small, and the comic books keep trying to cater to a very small or specific group of people, whether it's like SJWs or very classic like old school comic book fans. It just might not be helping the market expand. Yeah, because for some reason, that might also have to, that might have to do with accessibility, but it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, the question is like, how is it cost effective for them? The question is, would other stores carry comic books and thinking if it was cost effective, and can the comic book industries afford to expand to do that anyway? Because that's going to cost money.
Yeah, I was. I'm thinking that maybe. Well, I don't know if they could end up like reprinting Marvel Essentials books where they would have all these all the stories. Like if you wanted to read Spider-Man, they would have like all of them in one book, essentially, or at least in different volumes.
Yeah, you mean those collected? You mean the old books or like the new books, like collected editions, right?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people would probably get more in that. I think Marvel could probably make more of a profit if they started selling more collected editions, stuff like that. Or I don't know. What do you think?
I think it would work. They already do that. There's like collected editions. People like the floppies just because that's like for if they want to like have a collection of books. There's that because some people like they don't want to have like a hole in the collection. So it just depends because like floppies are cheaper than a collected edition, of course. So you spend like $3 to $5. Maybe like once a month or once every other week and stuff, depending how common the release of a comic book is.
Yeah, although I was kind of thinking that maybe if Marvel's probably going to be putting out like collected editions, I'm thinking they could probably try more to promote them. Yeah. Then again, they don't really promote their comics as it is, so it'd be pretty hard to get them to promote the collected editions even.
Well, they promote their comic books within other comics and stuff, but outside of that, yeah. A lot of times they just rely on word of the mouth and like internet posting on social media for their promotional ads and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't even see YouTube. You never see YouTube ads really for new comic books exactly. For video games, it's everywhere because the video game industry is so much bigger.
Oh yeah.
But granted, can you even really call a video game a geeky thing? There's geeks in video games, but video game as a whole, I'm not sure if you can call it like a part of the geek community and stuff. Because it encompasses so many people. Like there's a lot of non-geeks who play games, but outside of that, they don't really do anything geeky.
To be honest, it's like whenever I hear some people, like, for example, when people were saying Cara Delevingne was a gamer and then they said that she plays Call of Duty, I was like, oh, she's that kind of gamer, where she plays
Well,
what's,
like okay, a good example is like tabletop. Like tabletop gamers are geeks. I'd say those tend to be very geeky people. But like playing Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto doesn't make you a geek because you have plenty of like rappers that play
Fucking
hardcore video
mainstream, right?
games.
You got
What?
like 35 million copies floating around. If 35 million people are doing something, it's not really
Well, yeah, because I mean, it's like again, there are plenty of rappers that play first-person shooters and Grand Theft Auto and all that stuff. I don't call them geek. I wouldn't call them geeky and stuff. They're just playing a game that happens to have violence in it and stuff. And the characters, the characters in the game, can like may speak with them and stuff. Because I mean, like, especially in Grand Theft Auto, you're playing characters that are basically, that aren't very exactly geeky characters. They're basically, ordinary guys who get caught up in like shady business.
Yeah, I'm just kind of it's not like a lot of people would probably play something that's more like, for example, I don't know, if like people were to say play something like Chrono Trigger or any of the Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, like okay, if you play role-playing games, that's geeky. I think role-playing games is definitely among the like more geeky genres of the video game industry. Because they tend to have very like, I guess the word would be geek friendly material, like with the storylines, the characters, the special powers, and all that stuff. Same thing with superhero games. Like superhero games are also like a geeky form of video games. And same thing with anime. Same thing with anime video games too.
They still make the like superhero games, or
occasionally? I know there's Injustice
coming out.
Yeah,
Spider-Man game coming out.
Well, they had a couple Spider-Man games, and there's also like Injustice, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So there are several superhero games, but that's just the thing. It's like games based off of like franchises or like a geeky genre are like geeky video games. But stuff like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, even like Left 4 Dead and like the zombie and survival horror games, I wouldn't really call those geeky. Those are just, hardcore games and stuff. Like, horror games are basically for, the people who are into horror movies, like the horror movie audiences. It's the same thing with, like, movies. Like, I wouldn't call a person who likes watching movies, I wouldn't really call them a movie geek. I would call them, like, a movie fan or, like, just a movie nut or something like that. You'd have to watch specific kinds of films to be like, say, oh, you're being geeky and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching all the Marvel movies versus watching Criterion movies.
Yeah, so basically it's like if you watch something like Blazing Saddles or like Robin Hood Men in Tights or like say like Gangs of New York, like Martin Scorsese flicks, I wouldn't really call that geekiness. But if you're watching like Star Wars, maybe Back to the Future or like the Star Trek movies and all stuff, that's geeky.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just nowadays a lot of people just use the term geeky for like as like a blanket statement for a fan of anything. I mean, I'm even contemplating whether or not like being a weeb is something different from being a geek just because there's so much anime and it's such a popular thing.
I mean, if you were kind of like watching, because I think a lot of people have been trying to have like that kind of discussion where it's like, what exactly kind of like when you start watching like when you watch anime, like how like if there's kind of like levels to being an anime fan where you go in and watch like 5 anime, you're just kind of like starting out, or
well, it's like with anime fans can watch anime and nothing else really sometimes, where it's like, whereas other geeks tend to like branch out and do like, spread themselves out through multiple things, not just one medium. Yeah, that's the reason why I just feel like weebs are different from geeks because you can just watch anime and then that's it and stuff, and like nothing else really.
Yeah, it's pretty much me.
Oh yeah. So we can start. Okay, so I guess you wanted to talk about Thundercats, Ricardo,
All right, did you start
because
this?
I
Are we
saw those
live?
pictures. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
live.
we're live.
We've been live for a while.
Yeah. So Thundercats, eh? I don't know where to begin. Seems like
It's shit.
Yeah, it's like was there like this much backlash when Teen Titans Go came out? Am I missing something?
There's a lot of Teen Titans Go hate. That was like that series that people hated because Young Justice and Green Lantern got canned because of Teen Titans Go. Like not because of it, but that's what replaced Young Justice and Green Lantern, which a lot of people loved.
Yeah, and then there was also the fact that Teen Titans, it didn't really get a proper ending. Like there was like one ending that it could have been, but there was like one ending to the show, but then they made another episode after that left the show on a cliffhanger. So that's why a lot of people wanted the old Teen Titans show for that, but we got this instead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's purely for kids, basically.
Yeah, and like Cartoon Network's kind of had this problem for a long time where they keep making the same kind of animation that you would see in something like Steven Universe, which they've always had a problem with diversifying their content.
Yeah. Okay, so for those of you who are going to be watching this, I will screen share so everyone else can see what the new Thundercats looks like.
The thing is, though, like...
And there it is, guys.
You got, like, World of Gumball and a bunch of other shows with, the same sort of animation style. And,
yeah, I noticed that. It's like, it looks all the same.
Though. Like, they're fucking good. But... in the same vein, those are all like original ideas. They're not trying to take some existing property that people have a fond memory of and turning it into discount Thundercats or however you want.
Yeah, but it's just like, again, there comes a time in which using the same cheap art style, it just gets annoying after a while. You want to try and mix up like the artistic creativity in these shows when they all look the same because it's like cheaper to produce or something like that. It just gets annoying after a while, like this, looks really disturbing, like what these characters look like.
Yeah, it's kind of, I actually was on Twitter and there was this one person where these were new shows that their styles actually, like they were new properties that could have actually worked with this style, but that trying to take this old thing that has this very unique style and then just trying to turn it into something else, it's not going to work. It's kind of like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
It's trying to fit a what?
It's like when you're a kid and you have like those blocks, you're trying to fit the square one into the round hole, but it just won't fit.
Oh, okay. Like it just, it's not good.
It's not complimentary at all.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. It's not like Devilman Crybaby where the style looks all right for something like Devilman. It's more like they want to make like a chibi show, but it just doesn't look anything like what the original looks.
It doesn't. Well, the thing is, it doesn't look chibi anyway. It looks like some kid. It looks like a kid's drawing. It looks like some, like, I don't know, some really spastic or hyper like scatterbrained kid was making this series. It just looks immature, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like the people who are going to be fans of the show are probably going to be people who are like, like those really easily impressed or really easily entertained people that it's just another example of, I don't know, kids who look like those kid shows that make kids look like they're really dumb or something like that. It just doesn't look intelligent at all.
Yeah, that's kind of like why I've been, well, one of the reasons why I kind of stopped watching Cartoon Network, because
Yeah.
aside from Gumball, there weren't any shows that I really liked that were actually
I was
intelligent.
never interested in Gumball. It didn't look interesting whatsoever. It looked like another gimmicky Cartoon Network show.
I think that Gumball is pretty alright. I mean, compared to everything else, it's like really great. It's really good compared to everything else, but on its own, it's actually pretty alright.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree. It's got its moments. It's pretty clever.
Yeah. I just kind of hope that they don't end up rebooting Ed and Eddie, because that's a pretty high possibility, because Ed and Eddie was one of their longest running cartoons, so they're probably, I have like a bad feeling that there are execs that are actually considering that.
Oh yeah, so I'm looking over the Twitter where you posted the pic, Ricardo. It looks like someone posted saying like, apparently like the art style looks exactly like Steven Universe, Gumball, a couple other Cartoon Network shows. Is it like what, the same person who's designing these shows?
I kind of don't think it's the same person. I think it's just a bunch of people who just so happen to have a favorite kind of style, because it kind of branched off to Disney XD with Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Yeah.
Or I think I think it could also be that a lot of these people worked on Adventure Time or Steven Universe, so could be that too.
I don't know, that they might all use the same animation studio. It's probably, well, it's obviously cheaper to do this art style.
Yeah, it kind of sucks when like fan art looks better than that stuff.
Yeah, actually, oh what?
Oh what?
Just say at the end of the day, it's probably just a cost.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. It's like, is it really that hard to? I guess, I mean, it will cost more money, but it'd be great if they could actually draw the animation, you know, in a more complex and, you know, higher budgeted style like they used to.
Yeah, I think out of like all the other shows, like even the good ones that look like they're going to be good, like Infinity Train, even they kind of have this kind of same art style, and it's like I just kind of want something like Symbionic Titan back, because that one was really freaking awesome.
Oh, Symbionic Titan.
Yeah, it was made by Gendy Tartakovsky, the guy who made Samurai Jack. He made a mecha show about basically this princess who's escapes her planet and comes to Earth with her two bodyguards, and they managed to be able to control a giant robot, kind of like Power Rangers, or probably like Voltron or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
really... show I like was Ben 10. That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, but then they rebooted it again, but in Flash.
Wait, wasn't the original in Flash?
No, this I think it was probably hand drawn, but the new one that's out right now is in Flash, I think.
Which one is the new one called?
I think it's called Ben 10 2017. They don't really have, yeah. I think if you look for Ben 10 2017, you'll find it, or 2016.
Oh, okay, Ben 10 2016.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because like I saw the original, and I think I forgot if it's Ultimate Alien or if it's um the sequel series where he's like he's like older now. He's no longer a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a second series. Like that was pretty cool. And then it's like Ben 10 Omniverse. I saw a couple episodes. That to me looked like they were just kind of. It was like that one where they're trying to like reference other shows, to do nostalgic things, and it's kind of more immature. Like they de-aged him again.
Oh yeah, because I think they had a few crossovers with Generator X.
Okay. Yeah, because like I don't know. To me, it's like the original, like the second series felt like it was interesting because they were actually moving on and kind of like focusing. Like he actually got to grow up, like get older, and the series moves along, and then they also brought back like Kevin 11, and he becomes like a good guy.
Yeah, it's I actually kind of liked it up until watched it up until what was it? Ben 10 Alien Force, I think that was the second second
Okay.
series.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. I thought Alien Force was it. Yeah, like Alien Force. I thought that was a good one actually, just from what I saw.
Yeah. Never got to watch Ultimate Alien, and I couldn't really make it through 2 episodes of Omniverse.
Actually, I didn't see Ultimate Alien. I saw like I saw the first one, Alien Force, and wait, was Ultimate Alien? Was that a series or was that like a movie?
It's a series that came after. It's a series that came after Ultimate or Alien Force. Like first there was Vinton, then Alien Force, and then Ultimate Alien.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it seemed like because like with Ultimate Alien, Alien Force was kind of like there was more of an overarching storyline, whereas in the original it was kind of like a bit of monster of the week. And you get to see him use like trying to figure out all the different like alien forms he can change into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always liked what was it? I always like Cannonball. I think Cannonball was the one who could like curl into a ball and like smash through like stone.
Oh yeah, he was pretty cool. I think for me it was probably the ghost one. I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, I remember him. I can't remember his name. He always came up with names for each creature and stuff. Yeah, the diamond guy was cool too. Like he was pretty. Like he was like really tough. And then there's like Humongosaur.
Oh yeah. I know that they tried like a few times to make like what was it? A few live action movies, and I think they're gonna try and do a Ben 10 movie in the live action Ben 10 movie for theaters. So I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna turn out.
it's also kind of cool. His sister turns out to have like magical powers and stuff. Like she has her own little niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was all interesting. And then there was like the episode where he goes into the future and sees his future self, who like he unlocks all of the Omnitrix's forms, and even in like because of that, he kind of just focuses his entire time on his hero work. So he kind of like ignores all his friends and family. Like
Oh yeah.
like he almost never changes back. Like he literally just stays in alien form, like for as long as he can and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was I always kind of uh and I don't know what else to say, but yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, did you ever see Ben 10, Ricardo?
A little too old for it, but I have seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty
Pretty
cool. It was
cool.
like a superhero show, but involves alien shapeshifting.
Yeah, there's like a DVD in the dollar bin at Best Buy once. I was like, oh, I'll check it out. Checked it out. It's entertaining.
Oh, okay.
No complaints.
Yeah, I want to see
I don't
Defenders of
know
the
any of the
Earth.
character names.
Yeah, but I want to say like I heard Defenders of the Earth was a good show. That was like back in the 80s and stuff, and it involved like Flash Gordon, the Phantom, and Mandrake. So like those old like Pulp Fiction style heroes.
Hmm.
But it involves like they're like mentors for a younger group of kids who are going to be like the next Defenders of the Earth. So it's like that. So it's like a legacy show.
Hmm.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Like it'd be great if they were to come out with like a new show that has good animation that's also like based off of like Pulp Fiction characters like Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon, he was a what kind of character was he? Like, was he
He's basically kind of like Luke Skywalker, where he's like a person from Earth who also like has adventures in space on like a distant planet.
hmm.
So he's like John Carter, all those Earthmen who travel to other planets and battle aliens. But like with Flash Gordon, it's like with kind of like with John Carter, he uses like melee weapons. Like he has a gun, but he also in some iterations would also use like swords and stuff to fight enemies.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically like
that's
Flash Gordon, John Carter, and what's his name? What's his name? I can't believe I forgot his name. He's a very popular pulp hero. He also goes in space. Oh yeah, Buck Rogers. Like they're all kind of the same types of characters: Flash Gordon, John Carter, and Buck Rogers.
yeah.
You've heard of Buck Rogers, right?
I only really know about Buck Rogers from Duck Rogers.
Yeah, the Daffy Duck show as a parody.
Yeah,
Yeah, Buck Rogers is basically another pulp hero who, like, I think it's set in the future, but he also he has that he has kind of an iconic spacesuit that is kind of copied, I think, throughout a lot of those old school those old school like early 20th century sci-fi books. Like a lot of people copied his design.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Buck Rogers is also one of the things that George Lucas copied, like used as a template for Star Wars. I think there was like one famous like sci-fi series that basically was like using Buck Rogers as inspiration.
Yeah.
But yeah, Buck Rogers is really popular. I think, like I say, like Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon were essentially like two of the biggest influences on modern sci-fi, like the whole concept of the space opera and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that let me see. That I don't know how the movie would probably do because I know that they're going to be making a Flash Gordon movie. I mean, what would you probably think about that?
I'm it's like it's just they don't have any original ideas, so they're just gonna try and use and try and I don't know restart remake a cult classic because the old Flash Gordon film was like a huge classic among a lot of people.
That's real campy too. That's like trying to.
Well, yeah, it's really campy, but it's like a
It's
huge
like
cult
imagine,
classic.
it's like trying to reboot the '60s Batman sort of
Yeah.
feel. Like I don't know. Like we got all the Nolan classics, which are completely different. So who knows if they redid Flash Gordon in its own sort of current year dark sort of theme, it's hard to say. They tried to like reboot it as the campy sort of original that it was. I could see that failing horribly.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. There's just already so many remakes that kind of take that whole like dark side and stuff. It's like it was just kind of cool to see a faithful adaptation of the original story with that's like a fun sci-fi adventure. But knowing today, they're probably going to some way try to make it edgy or maybe insert some social justice into it and stuff.
I don't know. Hope to God
Heck, they probably make him a black guy or something, or cast him into a woman or something like that. Even though Flash Gordon's like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy.
Oh, they probably would. They fucking hate that combination.
I know it's seems like in comic books, like every white guy is like now has black hair now. I mean, I'm guessing the reason why they don't have blondes and redheads that much anymore is because it makes them look too different, and it makes all the non-whites jealous that they can't get naturally going red hair and blonde hair.
Yeah.
It's like no, you will not have unique hair colors. I mean, thank God Japanese anime doesn't do that, because, like, seriously, Japanese love their redheads and like blondes in their anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why comic books hate redheads. Like, comic book has some serious vendetta against redheads.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys watch Weebu Jones, but she did a whole 3-part series of blackwashing. Where, like,
I seen a meme. Weeaboo Jones.
oh no, not Weeaboo. It's just WEEBO.
Weeaboo Jones, is that their name?
Oh no, not Weeaboo. It's Weebo. Like,
Oh, Weebo. Okay.
yeah.
Where am I going here? YouTube. Weebo Jones. I don't know. It comes up as Weeaboo Jones. I keep getting Filthy Frank. Let me see here.
Filthy Frank? Like, you say that's Filthy Frank?
No, I keep getting
Isn't Filthy Frank like that, like, shitlord of a shitlord? That's what Spike said. He was,
Weebo Jones. I seen her on fucking the Warski shit flinging stream one time.
wait, oh, so is she's part of Wartsky's Internet Blood Sports?
Oh, it was a We Was Kangs thing. It was.
Wait,
so
what was King's thing?
I don't know. There's going on about We Was Kangs with some black guy on the war.
Oh, wait. Was that Tariq Nasheed? Because I know Tariq Nasheed is into that shit.
Fucking said anybody high.
But wait, was the black guy like was he like a black nationalist, or was he not?
I don't know. I watched 2 seconds of it. It was in my suggested videos. I'm like, these people are fucking insane.
Wait, you don't like blood sports? You don't like blood sports?
Oh, it depends.
Okay. Oh yeah, Weibo versus Radio 1. Andy Wartsky. Yeah, she looks pretty hot. Okay, yeah, if it's internet blood sport, then it's a shit show then.
Huh. How come I've never heard of this person?
Wait, what'd you say?
A lot of people follow her. Yeah, I see Florence following her. Ian Miles Chung. POTUS.
Ricardo, you have this knack of missing people who are really popular among people that you follow.
She only has 12 followers, I know, which isn't huge.
Wait, she only has what?
12 followers that I know.
Okay.
You know, it says 12 followers, follow this person.
Yeah, Ricardo, you gotta work on, finding people to follow.
Oh, I follow plenty.
But not the right people.
Don't tell me what to do.
That's our job. We tell you what to do. So apparently, according to Captain Cummings, it looks like Toronto Comic-Con got ruined by SJWs.
Sorry?
Captain Cummings had his latest video was talking about how apparently there's like a men in comics panel and there are no men on the panel. It's all women. And this is at Toronto Comic-Con.
Do they get like...
They're probably just bashing men in comics. Is that the idea?
I don't know. It looks almost... I mean, he read the pitch, and the pitch sounds like it's like a joke panel or something like that. I don't know. Sounds like it's a joke panel. It's like... Yeah, if you want to talk about men in comics, you only have like women on the panel. That makes no sense still.
Yeah. I know that like a lot of SJWs, they kind of say that oh, that men are going to be gatekeeping from that, like straight white men are going to be gatekeeping in comics and video games and all of that. But then like they just go ahead and up and have no problem with, you know, just like banning straight white men from events and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
They have no idea how ironic it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, these people. Well, it just seems like. I mean, it kind of sometimes seems like sometimes both sides of the argument and have done a bit of gatekeeping at times because people I think in general like to gatekeep when they are very passionate about something.
Yeah.
Or if they're not passionate either way. But I mean, it's like these people are gatekeeping because they want to turn comic books into their safe space and stuff. And then the people who are into comic books, sometimes they gatekeep because they kind of feel like they know what comic books should and shouldn't do, which I think is not a good thing just because, comic books as an artistic medium means that everyone can do whatever they want with it, like it's a free expression.
Yeah.
I'm back to trying to fight my coffee machine.
You're what?
I'm going to try to fight a coffee out of this coffee machine.
The old one or the new one?
I'm just going to keep smashing it until it brews.
Oh, like are you talking about your old coffee machine, the one that works, or you're trying to see if you can make the new one work?
Make the new one work. Whatever, they're both new and old. I had them both for a few years.
Okay.
You hear me making noise, that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. Are there, besides this Thundercats remake, are there any other Cartoon Network shows that are planning to come out?
Let me see. There was this one show where there was I said Infinity Train, which is kind of like this train that kind of it's this story about this girl that's on this train that has like every I guess it's kind of like every a car of a train that has like its own kind of world in it that she ends up exploring, and it just goes on for infinity, and I guess she's trying to find a way off of it, the train.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a pilot on Cartoon Network, and it's the girl's actually voiced by the actress who played the Ellie in The Last of Us.
Okay. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, I will say it looks like Justice League action looks pretty fun. Like it's like a more kid compared to the old Justice League show. It's more kid friendly, but they do reference a lot of comic books in that show for like DC.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
show
like
was
the
that?
Justice League action, like the Plastic Man episode was really funny. Where like.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch Justice League Action. I'm gonna try seeing if it's on.
Yeah, I probably have to go online or something. I'm not sure where it is when you watch it on Cartoon Network.
Yeah. Like I don't even think Cartoon Network really puts Young Justice on because it's like full of just Teen Titans Go and like Gumball. That's
Well, you mean
yeah.
Young Justice was canceled. I'm not sure if they're gonna rerun it.
Telling you, this fucking coffee machine has a fucking laser in it or some shit to tell if there's a fucking K-cup in there.
It what? Has a laser?
Yeah. It was like, go clean the fucking laser.
So yeah, so you have to clean it, or no? That's not part of the problem. That's too bad.
Guys, I'm dying here. This isn't fair.
Why are you? Wait, how are you dying?
Coffee's like the one thing besides water that I drink.
Isn't coffee? Wait, is coffee good for your testosterone?
It's not bad for it. Stay
Okay.
away from the instant coffee though.
The instant coffee? What happens?
I don't know. I just read that it lowers your instant coffee's bad for your T levels.
Okay.
And I don't drink it, so I just didn't bother reading too
I hope
much.
soda's not bad for your T levels.
Oh fuck yeah, sugar? All that sugar?
But I drink so much sugar.
Oh, yeah, it's not good for you.
Well, I mean, pomegranate has a lot of natural sugars, but that's good for you.
Natural
Pomegranate
sugars and
juice.
refined sugars are way different.
Yeah, you're right. I drink too much soda, but it's so addictive, though. It's hard to resist. Well, how about you, Florence? You going on a high testosterone diet?
I haven't really been able to keep track of my diet recently, but like, I might try getting more soda because I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of coffee. I never thought I'd say that, but yeah, getting kind of tired of coffee. I think I might
Well,
try
you
buying
probably
like
want to switch to organic juice, like, yeah, I don't know, fruit, 100% juices rather than soda.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's sweet and it's also natural sugar, so it's not
For the price,
refined. So I won't.
I just buy that flavored carbonated water.
Oh, that does wait, but that's not really sweet though, technically, right?
Of course
It's like,
not.
yeah,
It's
no, I don't.
bubbly.
Yeah,
It
I
has no
can't do
sugar.
that. I tried that, I just can't do it. So I just stick with my juices when I get a chance to. So I don't drink. I drink soda at work because it's cheaper than getting juice, and I try to save money and stuff. But like at home, I do mainly drink just 100% juices.
It's not like diet's any better.
Well, I don't drink diet. I just drink regular soda because I never drink diet. I mean, diet tastes weird, so it doesn't really it's not appealing.
Hmm.
It's just annoying that stores it's cheaper to buy soda than it is to buy like juice. And juice they don't like to sell in like small in bottles. Really, they prefer like sell you juice in like a big jug.
Carton.
Yeah. So, what did you guys pull this week for your comics?
I'm actually going to be going to the comic book store today after the stream to hopefully I'll get like a Hellboy trade.
Oh, okay. How
Yeah.
about you, Cardo?
Lots of stuff. I don't know. Aquaman was good. Could say that much.
Okay.
Challengers, it was all right. Damage was surprisingly good with Poison Ivy. She had a really good arc.
Oh, okay. So they
Red
turned
Last
Poison
was
Ivy into an
Woman.
SJW.
Oh, she's having some internal conflict between her humanity and her plant side. Let's see here.
Well, that's kind of nice because I mean the funny thing about like that's the funny thing about Poison Ivy is Poison Ivy was basically like she has like SJW bait all over her and stuff, Like it's real easy to use her as a mouthpiece.
She doesn't do that shit though.
Well, I mean, it has been done a couple times before. It just isn't like they just don't. Sorry, they don't do it constantly, but it has been done before though with her.
Venom is good. Check that out if you haven't.
Eddie Brock. If it's not Eddie Brock, I won't check it out.
Yeah, it's Eddie. No Justice.
So,
Just like No Justice is definitely worth checking out. It's
that's the space
month.
Wait, is that the space one or non-space one?
it's the 4-part Justice League thing heading into the space one and the non-space one.
Oh, you mean because so it's not
talking
just like okay,
Yeah, we're talking
Odyssey.
about Odyssey, yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry, because Justice League Odyssey was meant to be like the space more space centered Justice League title, but okay. Yeah, I'm excited to read Challengers because I read about the original Challengers in comic book, and I thought the idea was really good. Like it kind of reminded me of like those old school '80s cartoons that involve like normal people encountering all these supernatural or fantastical things.
You want some spoilers or no?
Yeah, I'll read it. No spoilers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of a slow start, but it has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like some of these new comics, they all kind of start a little slow because wasn't like Damage a slow start, but people began liking it once it took off.
I wouldn't necessarily say Damage was.
Really? Okay, which one? Okay, I forgot which one was a slow start, but there was one comic book that was a slow start, but it began picking up and stuff as it. I can't remember which one.
Fuck. Immortal Man,
I know
definitely.
Okay, I know Immortal Men people are complaining, but it looks pretty interesting. I like the concept of Immortal Men, and the characters are pretty interesting.
Oh man, that fucking one of the characters has like he can like reverse time.
Oh yeah. That's really awesome. Yeah, basically it's like
shoots a bullet and then just like he can shoot the same bullet over and over again. It's so cool.
Reload. So he shoots one bullet and he uses some form of time dilation or whatever to basically have like 100 bullets hit with one shot. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
like he shoots it and then pulls the bullet back in the gun and reshoots it essentially.
Yeah, it's like a loop basically. He's creating a time loop. That's really cool, actually. So yeah. It's like time travel. It's like time manipulation done in a non-continuity breaking thing. Which, speaking of that, I actually watched a video in the book adaptation of that. That trigger that had that whole Black Hermione thing.
What?
You remember Harry Potter and the Cursed Child? It was like that stage performance.
I don't fucking know anything about Harry Potter. If that's what you're talking about. Go on. Then.
You never watched the films?
No.
Really?
No.
Were you? Is that the restroom?
Not today, Satan.
What? What?
No, just never bothered with Harry Potter. It looked childish.
Okay. Well, essentially, so the author who wrote the books, her and the two other guys wrote like a play. They wrote for a play, then they adapted that play into like a novel form and stuff. So in the novel or in the play, they decided that J.K. Rowling decided to virtue signal and recast Hermione as Black. And she made the excuse that her race wasn't specified in the books anywhere. Although, in fact, it was. In the third book, it was described as her having pale skin.
But, wasn't she part of the whole production of the films?
Yes, I think, to some extent. I'm not sure on those details, but it's but then she said she wanted to virtue still saying that because in the books it doesn't specify her race, she could be cast as Black for this play.
Huh. She could be cast as Black for the play regardless if she was white. It's just a fucking play.
What you say?
Anyways.
Well, again, she was doing it it was virtue signaling, basically. That's the thing,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Okay, so basically, so I mean, did you read Harry Potter, Florence? You there, Florence?
Oh yeah.
I was saying, did you read Harry Potter, Florence, or no?
Some of the books, yeah. Cursed Child, not really, no.
Did you watch?
But oh yeah, all the movies, yeah. But okay. I did. Yeah, I actually got to see the Cursed Child, the plot from a YouTuber, so you don't have to worry about spoilers.
Yeah, that's what. Well, the point was. So like the whole time travel ridiculousness, right? Like she basically broke a cardinal rule of time travel. When she like wrote this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
because like so anyway, Ricardo, in the third movie or third book and stuff, they the author decides, I guess, to like increase to get the story moving along. She introduces time travel through this device called a time turner that basically allows a person to travel back in time, and they use it to like save one of the characters' like favorite animal or something like that was going to be executed because it attacked a student. And anyway, the reason why one of the characters has one of these devices, like one of the protagonists, is because she's really into her schoolwork and is really smart and very like, is very academically gifted. So they give her this device so that she can take multiple courses, even if they're like around about the same time, so she can get extra credit. Yeah, it sounds really stupid, right?
I don't know.
It's like you gave a student who's underage a device that can literally make you travel back in time. Yeah, that sounds extremely dangerous. So anyway, in the book series, eventually I guess that they say that they all get destroyed, or at least most of them get destroyed, because I think J.K. Rowling realized just how dumb of an idea it was, having odd items like that hanging around and stuff. But in this play, they basically get their hands on one, travel back in time to save a character from dying, and then it screws up the entire timeline. Then they're doing it again constantly. It's like ridiculous.
yeah.
It's like they completely break the cardinal sin. Like they completely commit the cardinal sin of using time travel, where it's like you don't use it like that, where it's like, oh, you have this time travel, it changes the timeline, and then you just switch things back, which kind of erases a lot of the character development.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just like the whole concept of the time turner is kind of stupid, because like you can break the entire narrative, of the book. Because it's like, if these things existed, why wouldn't like the main villain not get his hands on these and then time travel to screw up all of time and basically take over the world?
Yeah. And then there's also like what's it? Voldemort has a daughter, and I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah, I
this
know.
is
Basically, the Cursed Child is bad fan fiction. Like when someone said it's like bad fan fiction, it's like that's a really great like that's a really great description of the Cursed Child, because it's essentially fan fiction. You have basically, you have like his son who's basically kind of emo and like is upset that he lives in his father's shadow and stuff. Then you have basically like, the daughter of a villain. Then you have uh, you know, what else? There's just a lot of stuff that basically just, it just screams fan fiction. I've read fan fiction that's better written than that.
yeah.
And oh, what else was there? Oh yeah, there's a scene where like the trolley lady turns out, if you try leaving the train or something like that, she turns into like a demon or some monster and tries to kill them. So apparently it's like if you break the rules, the trolley lady will turn into a monster and try to kill you. It's something ridiculous. It's like, it's just crazy.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. And then there's the Fantastic Beast movies where it's like, oh, they're gonna be going into Dumbledore's into his homosexuality, which I would hope so.
Wait, did they confirm that? I don't know if they are going to or not.
J.K. Rowling says so, but it doesn't say it in the damn book. So if they
But in the
like,
movie, I'm talking about this movie. Are they actually going to do that? Because I didn't hear anything about that.
as far as I know, Dumbledore fell in love with the bad guy of the movie, the Fantastic Beast movies,
Oh, you're
and
talking about the original books. I mean, but we're not. But in the movie, they haven't confirmed it. Like they
Well,
haven't said it in production.
well, the books they never confirmed it, but for the Fantastic Beast movies, yeah, he's gonna be in love with the villain.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. That's yeah.
Or not, if not in love, at least have like unrequited love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like the first Fantastic Beasts. I thought the first Fantastic Beasts was pretty cool, but it's gonna look kind of weird since Grindelwald's played by Johnny Depp, so that's gonna look a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
It's like Johnny Depp and in Dumbledore. It's like, well, I mean, both Johnny Depp and Dumbledore look old and stuff already in the movies, so it's not gonna be like a hot young gay couple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I might have told you guys this, but I actually heard from somewhere that that some people have been talking. Well, there's this one YouTube channel podcast that I would watch sometimes, and there were these people who kind of wanted like Guillermo del Toro to make a Harry Potter movie, like or like a movie set in the Forbidden Forest. Like, how would you like? What would you think about that?
Wait, say it again.
Like, there's this these two people on this podcast that I saw that actually had an idea about Guillermo del Toro making a Harry Potter movie, or maybe a movie that takes place in the Forbidden Forest.
I don't really see how a movie taking place in Forbidden Forest would really work, because I mean, they could. It's just I just don't really see interest in it and the point. Like, if I was going to have someone make a Harry Potter movie, like kind of like with Fantastic Beasts, it'd be kind of cool if they did another prequel where it's like has to go into either like the founders of Hogwarts, because there was like a fake rumor going around that DC got the rights to Harry Potter and that they were going to make like an expanded universe for Harry Potter, like they did with Star Wars, in Dark Horse Comics, but that was just a fake rumor being spread around.
Yeah,
which is too bad. Like, I thought that would have been a really great idea, given how marketable Harry Potter is. They could have, like, actually made probably a lot of money off of making like an old, like their own, giving it like its own comic book universe. Like
So-
DC just,
There's never been like a Harry Potter comic. Ever?
Nah, not really. I mean, J.K. Rowling is very particular about like.
I guess she has her books, right?
She owns the books, but I mean, like, aside from a couple of some video games and other stuff, it's like, and some extra like additions, like added editions, like those guidebooks and stuff. I don't think there's ever been a comic book. I don't think they just give out the rights and stuff. Like, she has a really good amount of control over who can use the property because she's just so rich.
Yeah, she's probably keeping it real close to the chest so she can fucking just keep milking it. Like, how long? She probably puts a new book out every now and then too, eh?
Oh, what?
Does she still put books out?
Okay. I think this Cursed Child, I think, was the last thing that she wrote with Harry Potter. Really, I mean, she does.
I know nothing.
She made a
Harry
website.
Potter.
What?
I honestly know nothing of Harry Potter.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's basically like a boy who goes to North and
Oh, I know. I know the gist of it, but it's like I don't know. The movies came out. Holy crap! A long time ago.
Well, basically, like Harry Potter essentially is like a mystery. It's like basically it's a mystery novel in the backdrop of a fantasy world, kind of.
So
like the thing about Harry. What?
So there's like 7 books and 7 movies. Is that how it works?
Yeah, 7 books and 8 movies, because last book had 2 movies to cover part. It was like it was the first of those movies to do part 1 and part 2. Like Harry Potter was the first to do that gimmick of like a last movie having 2 parts to it. And then The Hobbit took it one step further and made 3 movies for 1 book.
Gotta get them shekels.
Yeah. Peter Jackson made the excuse saying that he did it because he wanted to tell the story and fill in the gaps. Like, no, it's because of money.
Can you blame the guy?
Yeah. I mean, again, The Hobbit was nowhere near as good as Lord of the Rings, because, I can watch those movies anytime and always like love them because I thought that trilogy was amazing. Not to mention the effects, like the orcs are using practical effects rather than like CGI, like in the Hobbit movies. So they look really fake in the Hobbit movies, but in like the original Lord of the Rings, they look very realistic because they're people in costume.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess because The Hobbit was meant to be a little more family friendly compared to Lord of the Rings, so they kind of had to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing with Harry Potter is what makes it so popular is that it's not that it's written well, but it's not like written greatly. You know what I mean? It's like average or above average in terms of writing style, but it's just it has like the right mix of themes and it came out at the right time that made it such a sensation. Because before Harry Potter, young adult fiction wasn't really considered a big part of the novel business. But when Harry Potter came out, it then became huge, where tons of people began writing for young adults because they knew kids were going to read them. Basically, Harry Potter helped make reading books kind of cool for young people because they started having their own book clubs and talking about, and there was like fandom and fan base. And then, of course, you have the mixture of many different things, like Harry Potter mixes like Lord of the Rings, mythology, all these different folklores and puts them all into one and puts it in puts it in our world, but with like a fantasy backdrop. So like there's like a hidden world. So it's like you could be accepted to the school of witchcraft and wizardry if you're born with magic, so it makes you special or different from everyone else. So it's kind of like it like takes that whole idea, like kind of I wouldn't say like the X-Men, but that whole concept that you've seen in comic books for decades where it's like, oh, people have superpowers, but only a few people have them, so it makes you very special.
Yeah. And,
so it's kind of like that. Yeah. Oh, what?
What series are you talking about?
I'm talking about Harry Potter. Like why Harry Potter is such a huge sensation. Because it's like the mixture of themes of the time when it came out. And just how it was marketed as well. Like it was marketed really well because they got like a deal with Scholastic. So it was like, it was put in schools, which is why there was a huge controversy where people were trying to get it banned from schools because they thought it was teaching like witchcraft and devil worship.
Yeah, I was actually kind of thinking that with how Star Wars is compared to Harry Potter, it's kind of like nowadays they're trying to say that like, oh, everyone can use the Force in Star Wars. Well, that doesn't really make the Force really all that special then, because it's kind of like Harry. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Harry. Oh, what?
I mean, it's kind of like there are some people who are Force sensitive who can kind of sense things through the Force, but there are some people who can use it better than others, which is why Star Wars worked in the first place. Like, not everyone could use the Force like the way that Rey can.
Yeah, most people's excuse that because they wanted to pretend that they could do it too. I mean, the whole purpose of the midichlorians was basically just a scientific explanation as to why the Force is a thing. How people can use the Force. It was like a way to show, oh, not everyone can use it and stuff.
Mm.
Like you are definitely special because your midichlorian count is higher than the average. Because because again, it's like they turned basically. Before in the original trilogy, the Force was kind of viewed as like anyone could potentially learn it and stuff, and that was like a special practice, like magic or religion. And then in the prequels, they made it kind of like a superpower, like it's a genetic trait, which can be passed down. Which kind of makes sense why Luke can use it because Anakin passed down his genes through him, and he's able to use the Force the same as how Jedi can have like an entire family could have Jedi in it because they all have the same genetic traits.
Yeah.
Which I think makes sense because the whole purpose of Star Wars, according to George Lucas, was family. Like that was kind of the template around the series was that it's not just about the space battles, lightsaber fights, and all that stuff. It's about family. It's an opera. That's why he calls it a space opera and stuff. Is that you're supposed to focus on the characters and their relationships and the hardships that they go through.
Oh yeah.
Which makes sense. So when you add in the midichlorian, the midichlorians concept works with that, where it's like, Luke's father plays it is one like Luke's Anakin being Luke's father explains why he's so powerful in the Force. You know, like in the comic books, the expanded universe, the entire Skywalker family is Jedi's. Like Leia becomes a Jedi in the expanded universe. Their children all are Jedi. Like Han Solo and Leia's kids are all Jedi. Luke and Mara Jade, all of their kids are Jedi too, because you know that Skywalker bloodline is really powerful in midichlorians in the Force.
Yeah.
Almost like a holy blood. You could say it's almost like a holy bloodline, like that whole Da Vinci Code thing with Jesus Christ, where it's like, oh, you know, Jesus. What if Jesus Christ had children? You know, there's part you're part of like a holy bloodline and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
So it's like that basically. You know, it's like, oh, you know. So I just think when you think of Star Wars in the context that it's a story about family and it isn't just about the space battles and like lightsaber duels and all that stuff, it makes a lot of sense. And it kind of makes it very meaningful that the true meaning behind Star Wars is like families, their relations, the struggles, you know. You have the black sheep or the bad sides of family and stuff.
oh yeah, like you'd say that like Lando would probably be like a black sheep or something like that, or
Well, okay, basic example is Darth Vader. Like Darth Vader and Padme. You could view like their relationship as falling in love, getting married, and then getting a divorce, and you know, tragically having a tragic end to her marriage and stuff. You know, like he leaves while she's pregnant, and like she dies giving birth. He thinks that only one of his kids survived, and didn't know that there was twins, and like, you know, essentially he's kind of like he turned evil, and then in the end he gets redeemed and reconnects with his son before he dies, you know.
yeah.
Like you could say that like Emperor Palpatine in a sense is like that bad influence on that family member that you know and love or should love, but you know they kind of make them like turn them into a bad person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you always have family members who either make friends with bad people or get bad influencers from other people that can make them make really stupid decisions that can get them into serious trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, so think of Darth Vader like that. The Emperor's kind of like is like a representation of that person. So I just feel like like for what George Lucas was trying to do with Star Wars, I think his choices in the prequel trilogy did make a lot of sense for keeping with the theme of family.
Oh yeah, kind of like how well, not really like Malik and Revan, but kind of like how they were just friends, but they kind of were a little bit like brothers before.
In the Old Republic, it's kind of different because you know the theme because this is the Skywalker saga. Because when you think about it, like it's when you take away Disney's Star Wars, like this new crap and stuff, the original in prequel trilogy was the Skywalker saga. And if if Disney had followed the expanded universe, Skywalker saga continues. Like everything after Return of the Jedi still follows mainly the Skywalkers. I mean, there's Kyle Katarn and there are other characters, but the Skywalkers are still a real big focal point of the expanded universe after, you know, the Return of the Jedi with like the Imperial Remnant, the Yuzin Vong, the return Return of Sith Lords like Dark Luminia and like Darth Sidious, you know, and then the whole like Abeloth story arc with like that creature that's like a Cthulhu like entity.
Oh, what?
You know, Abeloth, it was like that female monster character who's like made up of both the light and the dark, who's like a force god.
Oh, was it like
that was in one of the books. She's related to like, you know, remember like how in the Clone Wars TV show Anakin comes across those two children and their dad who represent the light and dark side of the Force?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Abeloth was the mother, basically. She was like a human woman who stayed with those three characters. And then in order to stop herself from dying, she decided to become one with she decided to open herself up to both the light and the dark side and drove her insane. She became an omnipotent being that basically wanted to seek to like essentially like bring the galaxy under her control.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so basically in the show, so essentially the show kind of explains that because like all the three of those beings dies, she's able to come back and in the future when Luke Skywalker is Grandmaster Luke, and she like tries to just like control the entire galaxy and warp reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically Luke Skywalker and his Jedi Order had to team up with the Sith in order to beat her and stuff.
Yeah. That like, I mean, Abeloth, she kind of wanted to like destroy, she wanted to destroy both the light and dark side, or
No, she basically was like mad. She like basically wanted to like essentially control the whole galaxy, or just like basically like extend her influence in the Force by like, because she was like basically extremely powerful. Like she could warp people's minds, take control of people who weren't strong enough to resist her control. Like she literally could have destroyed Luke if she wanted to, despite the fact that he's considered like a Force god as well. So she's like really powerful. She's like considered, I think, the most powerful Force being in the Star Wars universe.
do you think they could probably ever like make a movie of? I mean, well, if they didn't do the sequel trilogy,
Could. It would be kind of funny if it turns out Rey is in fact Abeloth, and that it's all been just a deception and stuff, and that what you see as the the Disney trilogy was in fact her manipulating reality, and that everything goes back to normal when she's defeated. It would explain why she's so powerful and stuff, and that she's actually just Abeloth in the skies who's been like, who's just been like, she's tricky. She tricks both. Like she's basically, it's an instance where both the viewer and the people inside the movie are being tricked and stuff, and they're thinking that this is the story, but it actually isn't.
Oh yeah, that'd be honestly, that would be way better than anything else.
Yes, and Abeloth being crazy and stuff explains why she has a Captain Purple hair. Because, mental illness haircut. She's crazy. She's twisting Star Wars like, I don't care about the male fans. It's like, plot twist, Kathleen Kennedy is in fact Abeloth. Because you saw Kathleen Kennedy, like she made a statement saying like, "Oh, she doesn't care about the male Star Wars fans."
I think I have, or maybe that she said that.
Yeah,
that
she's like the reason why Star Wars is being killed and stuff, and being run into the dirt. Because it's all just like ideological to her and stuff like that. Oh, she did that whole Forces Female T-shirt, which is like disgusting.
I don't get why Disney's allowing Star Wars to not make the billions of dollars it should be making.
Because number one, I think Disney mainly cares about merchandise sales and stuff, and as long as merchandise sales
is not do you watch Ethan Van Sciver?
No, I don't watch Ethan Van Sciver.
Comic Artist Pro Secret?
I don't watch this
he does Star Wars toy videos.
Oh yeah, that guy apparently is very passionate about Star Wars.
Well, it's just funny, but for the most part, he goes into like Toys R Us, and they have so much unsold Star Wars merchandise. Nobody's buying it at the end. Is
Toys R Us even still in business? Because not like Toys R Us is like screwed.
Well, it's not closing in Canada.
Okay, I thought it was bankrupt or just like it was done.
I don't know. But
so
anyway,
thanks to Amazon, basically.
Merchandise, though, is the point I was gonna make.
Yeah, okay. I mean that is cause for concern, and because that's what I'm saying is like I feel like Disney bought Star Wars because they wanted they wanted the merchandise sales and stuff, because Star Wars, because the crazy thing about that is that even after because wait, when did Episode 3 come out? Do you guys know when that came out?
2005.
Is that what I thought it was early, and I thought it was 2002 or something.
Yeah, it was the first movie I actually ever watched of Star Wars in the theater. So,
yeah, same for me. I did not watch Attack of the Clones in theaters.
Yeah,
for some reason I don't know why. Yeah, you're right. 2005. Okay, yeah. So 2005. So basically, it's like Star Wars Episode 7 came out in 2015, right?
Yeah.
2015. So basically, essentially, 10 years after the last main Star Wars film, not including all the other stuff that came out, like the video games, the TV shows, and all that stuff. But like 10 years after the last Star Wars film came out, Star Wars was still selling a huge amount of merchandise. That's basically how bankable the franchise is that you don't even need to have like the main thing, the main medium that made it so popular, and you basically were still able to make like millions upon millions of dollars in like merchandise sales.
Yeah, I have no idea why Fox had like sold it in the first place.
Well, that's Lucas. Lucas owned it technically. He did it through 20th Century Fox, but that was but he still owned the rights. Like he's the one who sold out the rights and stuff. And the reason why he sold it out was apparently because he was going to have to fire a good number of people, I think, from his studio or something. And so he sold it so that they could have work. And he also gave a lot of his share to charity, so he didn't even really keep most of the money that they gave him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of just sad because, like, given all of the crap that he took, from the prequel trilogies and stuff, it's just kind of sad hearing George Lucas, when he talked about, like, giving up the series.
Yeah.
Who's got the sirens?
That's me. Sorry. Stupid hospital. I live close by. But it's just like I say, it's just, I don't know. It's just like, his original idea for episode 7 sounded a little more interesting than what we got. Because, I mean, there are similarities between it and the actual movie that came out, but it still is a little different.
Talking about The Force Awakens?
Yeah, like he had an original idea for it that was different from what we got.
The movie we got was
Hold on, I'll
decent.
be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I did not like The Force Awakens. Like I said, I'm an EU fanboy, and it's like, to me, it was like they said they wanted to make an originals movie. It felt like a rehashing of episode 4 with pieces of the expanded universe like stolen to put into and stuff, Like Kylo Ren is basically Jason Solo, but more emo. And then Rey is like a lot like Jaina Solo, which is why a lot of people thought that they might have been siblings, in the fan theory. Because the similarities are very similar. And then you have basically the Imperial Remnant, or the Force Order, as they're called in the movie. It's just like there's just so many EU stuff that they took from. And it's like people ask, oh, what are you going to do with the EU? It's like they got rid of the EU because they wanted to have more creative freedom, and they didn't do anything really creative with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention J.J. Abrams, that guy has like almost no original ideas. All he just really does is just rehash other people's work. It's like the same thing with Star Trek. The crazy thing about Star Trek is his Star Trek movies were more Star Wars movies than his own movie, than the actual Star Wars film, which is crazy, yeah. Yeah, and then there was The Last Jedi, which was like a train wreck. Yeah. Did you see Infinity War finally, Ricardo?
No,
Dude, we can go see it.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to get me into the theater.
Well, you can't afford tickets?
Kind of fucking so much work.
Wait, what?
So much. It's a lot of work to go to the theater.
Wait, how does it work? You just walk or catch a bus?
Yeah. Get in line.
Wait, are you a shut-in?
Perhaps.
Okay. Why does it seem like everyone in Comics Gate is like a shut-in who stays in their home most of the time? Do you know why, Ricardo?
Oh, what are we talking about?
I was asking Ricardo why does it seem like everyone in Comics Gate is like a shut-in?
Yeah, that seems to be a trend.
Yeah. Yeah. But so it looks like people have been trolling the Comicsgate hashtag a lot lately, ever since this whole
Got my coffee machine working.
Oh, that's good. But people have been
Dipping the
trolling the
notes.
Comicsgate hashtag for ever since the whole Jawbreakers drama happened.
Oh, these people, eh? They fucking
There's like this guy called SJW
yeah.
Spider-Man who's like, this guy's been on a crusade against Comicsgate. Like he's basically been posting like a ton of like memes and stuff, like poking fun at the movement.
I really don't care either way.
Kind of weird because like before this whole Jawbreakers thing happened, it was kind of like there was the occasional troll, but now it's like there's a ton of trolls coming in.
Bruh,
basically
so
like
much
poking.
money DNC's racked up on this fucking thing.
Yeah, some
All
people
their-
are joking, saying he's gonna run with it and stuff. They think he's like, what's he gonna do with all the money and stuff? It's like, oh yeah, he's probably gonna run with it.
But like the more they try to discourage him, the more money he makes. He's at $300,000.
Yeah, but like, what's he gonna do with all that money? It's like I'm getting feeling like he's either gonna find some excuse to run with it or just I don't know. I feel like it's cool now, but I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen when it ends.
He
And stuff. I
has
feel like
300 grand to make 8,000 comics right now.
Yeah.
300 grand. Is it? I mean, how much does it cost to make a comic book though? That's what I'm curious.
I imagine it would cost him $5 to have the thing printed.
Yeah. So again,
It's a
he has
thick
300
book.
to make 8,000 comics. So he makes 8,000 comics. What's he gonna do with the rest of them?
So let's
The rest
see.
of the
We
money.
got 8,000. Be it generous here. Times 5. That's 40 grand.
Yeah. So what's he gonna do with the
so
260
he can produce the comics for a fraction of the money he raised. Roughly
Yeah. So what's he
1/6.
gonna? So yeah, what's he gonna do with all the rest of that money then?
He's got to pay John Malin. He's got to pay himself. He's got to pay Brett. Can't remember his name that did the coloring. Then
Wait,
he
how
has
many
another
people made this?
book.
So it's him, John Mellon, and the color guy. So it's 3 guys, right?
And then he's doing another Lost Souls book too, or something. Jawbreakers, Lost Souls. Then he's got the original Jawbreakers or something. Book
Well,
1
yeah.
remastered. So he's got to pay the guy that did the remastering.
Okay.
And,
Yeah. So they both
pay
made bank.
he's got to pay Ethan Van Sciver for the exclusive cover.
Yeah, but you are aware that basically he can give them. They're all gonna make bank and stuff. Like he can give them a lot of bank and stuff. Yeah. Now.
Oh yeah, of course. People's time is worth money.
Yeah, and
So,
but again, people are like the people. Apparently, people said that the first Jawbreakers the writing was not really that good. It's like the quality wasn't that great. So if this book isn't great, then all that money and stuff. I mean, that's kind of I don't know. That might look a little I don't know, kind of bad.
oh, I know the
Because
art's
if it's
gonna
not
be
high
fucking
quality and like
top-notch.
he makes that much money and stuff, I mean, come on. I mean, it's like we kind of criticize SJWs for making money off of terrible quality work and stuff, but
I'm just kind of thinking that if he doesn't really know what to do with all that money, that he might end up donating it somewhere else or
Well,
I don't know.
starting
yeah, but I mean, he's probably gonna put it
starting
into
his
his
own
company.
publishing company, right?
Yeah, it's called
Starting
it's called
Splato Del Gato Comics or something, and
Splato
gonna need
Comics.
money.
Yeah, it's like
Need
I
money to
don't
get that up and running. So
like the name Splato Comics.
whatever.
It sounds like a Rob Liefeld idea and stuff. This is I feel like this is going to turn into Image 2.0.
It's a fucking meme.
What?
The fucking name of the comic book company is fucking just a meme, bro.
Yeah, he's naming it Splato Comics, right? And that's what he's going to call it. And it's a meme. I know. It's like I don't know. It's just calling. I don't know. It's like having a company named after a meme. That's like, oh no. But he can do it if he wants. Just to me personally, just I don't know. I just get these Rob Liefeld vibes from all this and stuff, where it's like gonna be not saying it's garbage. It's just like it's gonna be like
It's
a lot of money for potential mediocrity and stuff.
It's just kind of weird.
You could go and look at the actual content, and what's posted looks friggin' awesome.
What?
He's got like a half a dozen pages. No, it's got like a dozen pages up right now.
Up of
like,
what?
Pardon?
Wait, a dozen pages of what?
The comic.
You mean Jawbreakers?
Yeah. If you go to the Indiegogo, there's 1, 2.
Oh, okay. You're talking about
I've
seen.
5,
Okay, you're talking about the previews.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, but you're talking about the previous
13.
books, the previews of the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks fine. I mean, it's not anything I would pick up, which is why I didn't fund it. But whatever.
Yeah.
No, but so Florence is like, I asked Florence to.
But like fucking 1, 2, 3, 4.
What?
That 5th page down looks fucking awesome.
What?
It's just the 5th page where it's got the plane and the landscape and the fog over the forest.
Oh, like what? Well, that's because John Mallon's a good artist. Yeah, see, that's the thing is that people were saying that people weren't questioning that John Mallon's art was not great. It was just people who think that DNC's writing is going to be garbage.
Yeah, well, that's something that could be.
It's like Todd McFarlane, great art. His stories, Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man. It's like really great art and stuff, but his stories were very garbage. He couldn't write and stuff. Because Image was basically like Image was essentially like artists were becoming writers, and the story like the art was first, the writing was kind of second, and then Valiant was the opposite, where writing came first and the art came second.
Yeah,
I feel like this is all going to turn to Image 2.0. It's like I already have my idea for a publishing company. Like I was going to call myself Kingdom Comics or Kingdom Publications. What? What? What?
Nothing.
But yeah, Kingdom Publications. That was my idea for a company. Originally, my idea for a publishing company was like Politically Incorrect Publications or PIP, but Kingdom Publications is probably a little better, like KP.
Yeah.
KP, and also not having the word obviously Politically Incorrect could like limit my audience. It's going to be all political and stuff, but Kingdom Publications would maybe be a little better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not sure Splato Comics has a cat as the logo. It's like, dude, that's what feminists do, cats. Nah, don't do cats.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, and then it also kind of it kind of isolates people who are kind of like not wanting to, people who are just kind of neutral on pretty much everything in politics and don't really like,
Yeah, but the comic itself is completely neutral. There's no politics.
Well, I mean, to be honest, they are ex-CIA agents. I mean, they do mention that they are part of the CIA.
Yeah, but it's not like this sexual mumbo jumbo, or it's not like My Hero Macadamia or anything.
For a lot of people, the CIA are fascist. DNC is
CIA are like the most freaking liberal shills, apparently.
Well, yeah, but again, before the whole Trump hysteria and stuff. Yeah, remember a lot of people accused the CIA of basically making black people poor or something like that. There's a lot liberal. Yeah, basically there was a time before 2016 where every single leftist hated the CIA, thinking that they were a bunch of, I don't know, white supremacists or something like that.
And now
people forgot about that because they're against Trump, because that's how partisan politics work.
Oh yeah.
But you know, anyways, like, well, yeah, I mean, Jawbreakers isn't political, but again, it's like like Orson Scott Card in Ender's Game. Ender's Game had no politics in it either, you know, but people hated it because Orson Scott Card was anti-gay marriage and stuff. So it's, you know, people hating the creator.
Oh yeah. Um,
So he can
but
get his comic companies off ground. I just think that given the fact that he called Mags a man, a wig and stuff, that's probably going to make him enemy number one whenever he tries to reach out for business. Because, yeah, in today's environment, especially in geek community, the moment you attack an LGBT person, you're basically like the devil to them. Like that's literally one group that you don't cross in comic books because they will literally try to have you like banned from the community and stuff permanently.
yeah.
I hope he doesn't go to a con because I feel like if he goes to a con with all this stuff, someone could attack him. Like some Antifa person probably might attack him, or people will protest and have him physically removed from the convention potentially.
I'm probably guessing it'd be a little bit like Blair White, where she got attacked, and you know, I think she got a lot of support for that, didn't she?
She did. It's just like again. Well, I mean, I mean, it did. It's just the thing is right now, given this. But the thing is, Blair White's also a YouTube personality who also like, you know, her main thing is doing stuff on YouTube, whereas DNC is trying to get into comic books, and by getting into comic books, he's entering a completely different kind of, you know, political landscape.
Yeah.
Way more left leaning, and they're like have way more power compared to like YouTube. Whereas YouTube, while it has biasness, you still have a lot of right wing or non SJW YouTubers who can, you know, make a living and become successful and stuff. Whereas this is something a little different in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So one of the reasons, like I said, like a lot of stores were colluding to boycott his book, and it sounds like he does have a case to sue them and stuff, or I forgot what the legal term was, but he apparently does have a case to it. But the fact is, a lot of people are going to be sympathetic to these comic book stores for boycotting his book because they think he's a hate monger and like a transphobe.
Oh yeah. I mean,
it's like a lot of people try to compare it to Milo. It's like, well, the difference is that Milo, he number one is in the media, and that's a little different ball game. Whereas it's just, I don't know. It's just a lot of people don't really understand that where comic books are right now, you literally cannot be like, say, you literally cannot have a problem with transgenderism and people know who you actually are. Like you're not anonymous because like diversity in comics isn't anonymous. People know who his name is, you know,
the
who
guy
he is.
doesn't fucking care if you're a tranny.
He doesn't care, yeah. But I'm not saying he cares, but it's like these people who have own muscle in the comic book industry care, and people who are even not in the industry, they're the ones who basically threaten to boycott and basically threaten to like, you know, threaten these different companies why these companies are complying with them. So it's like, it's just like when you cross these people, you're basically putting yourself in like, you're basically kind of setting yourself up to be like, potentially like have a huge amount of slander done against you. I mean, it's like Mark Waid is really bad, but it's like when it comes to like these trans activists and stuff, it's a lot worse. Like these people will do a lot worse to him than what Mark Waid could do and stuff. And they have the excuse of basically saying they're fighting basically a bigot and stuff.
yeah.
Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this really goes south for him and stuff, where basically, you know, if like, you know, since people know his name and like he decides to go to some like a convention or somewhere, someone like goes after him. Cause yeah, these like activists, they like are really batshit crazy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I said, Antifa is willing to beat the shit out of people they deem fascists and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it looks like Comicsgate at this point has basically has gone the same publicity, like similar to Gamergate, because like, now there's even more non-Comicsgate people coming in trying to troll the hashtag, kind of like with Gamergate and stuff. So, and how Gamergate went, I mean, it was successful to an extent.
Those guys are about like
you'll
18
get
months a little late on trying to troll a hashtag that's been dead for like fucking 10 months.
I don't think it's been dead. People have been posting Comicsgate still. I don't call it dead. Like Douglas Ernst has been posting about it still. It's like Jawbreaker. It's like Jawbreaker. Like a lot of Comicsgate right now is basically Jawbreakers related now, which is kind of funny given the fact that DNC tried to back out Comicsgate like several months ago, which is funny. And now it's kind of like Comicsgate is acting like, he's still part of the movement, but I don't know. I just kind of wish that people didn't treat him like he was the leader of the movement, because I feel like that's not really a good thing given his tendency to go back and forth between things. Like, he's not very consistent.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of true. Like, he does some really questionable stuff at times, and yeah.
He can do whatever the hell he wants. He's a fucking
He can do whatever he
individual.
wants, but if you're not
It's
consistent, it makes you look bad still.
Yeah, consistency is kind of key.
I'm just saying, we
I
kind of,
don't
again,
give a fuck.
we attacked SJWs for the same reason. You can't just make excuses for, I'm just saying, it makes us look bad. It makes us look hypocritical.
I
We
don't
make
know.
excuses for DNC, but we don't do that for
Us, we
SJWs.
thing, I just don't care. I buy books from Gail Simone. I don't give a fuck. I'll buy DNC's book. They can both fucking do what the hell they want. I don't care. As long as I'm not being blocked by them, they can both fucking have at each other.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, I only read a couple of Gail Simone books because I don't know, most of her books I'm not even interested in, so I don't really care.
They're
but
not even that good. I'm still buying the fucking thing because the artist is a nice guy.
Yeah, I don't buy
Domino
books
right
because of
now.
art. As a writer, I don't buy books because of art. I buy books for the story.
Well, it's really different, but
Yeah, but I mean, for me, it's like I don't like Gail Simone just because I feel like she's the Ania Sarkeesian of comic books, because she basically got into comic books on like a fake narrative that was that was not true. Yeah, I care about that. I mean, same thing with Spike. It's one of the reasons why Spike also has a problem with her too, because she also sells a false narrative.
I don't like her narrative. Doesn't fucking bother me. She could do whatever the hell she wants.
Yeah, but she's also kind of poisoning the well still. She's basically selling a false narrative that people are believing, which is kind of why SJW Marvel exists in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever, though.
Whatever. What are you, black pill? Are you black pilled?
I just don't care what individuals want to do. Like,
you know,
I'm not gonna boycott her because she's.
Wait, are you true neutral? Are you true neutral, Ricardo?
Yeah, I'm like that guy off of Futurama.
Which guy was that?
The what were they called? Oh god, I gotta look it up now.
What were they doing? Like, what was the episode?
The Neutral Planet.
The Neutral Planet? I don't remember that episode.
I'm a big Futurama.
Oh yeah, I watched Futurama. I thought Futurama was pretty good. Neutral Planet Futurama.
Yeah, like I was saying, though, as long as nobody's personally attacking me, like i.e. blocking me or something, then really I don't have any issue with them.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's just I don't know. It's just for me personally, I just don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of just looking like a hypocrite and giving someone a free pass because, I happen to like them or agree with them when you're criticizing another person for something basically that's doing the same thing and stuff, I like consistency. That's me. I like consistency. So yeah, that's why if DNC does something I disagree with, I'll call them out on stuff, If I feel like it's important for the purpose of consistency.
Oh, yeah, I'd call him out too. I called him out the other day. So he was like whining about the SJWs while acting like an SJW.
Well, yeah, that's the thing I didn't like about this whole thing. I mean, before the Mark Waid thing happened, he was whining about stores refusing to buy his book. And yes, I get it that people are saying colluding to boycott a product is potentially illegal. But I will say this, is that I just feel like if a store doesn't want to sell his book, then it's perfectly fine, in my opinion, because they're allowed to as a business. And it's a small business. Like, if it was Disney, in my personal opinion, if Disney was colluding with other big people to do something like that, I would get the wanting to sue. But when it comes to a small business like a comic book store, to me, it's like basically, it's like, it's like the school bullies. It's like a group of kids in school excluding another kid from hanging out with them and stuff and doing it constantly. It's like that.
At that
It's
point,
not
it's
big.
these people want to have the right to be like, we're not going to sell your book, but in the same
Yeah, I
fucking
mean, they
breath,
can do that
but
if
in
they
the same
want.
breath, they're gonna be like, yo,
Well, they're gonna lose
Christian
money.
Baker's got to bake that gay guy a wedding cake. So as far as I'm concerned, they're completely
Well, yeah, I agree. I
intellectually
agree that's
dishonest.
hypocritical. I do agree that's hypocritical, but I say since I supported the bakery's right to deny service, like deny that and stuff, then I would say I would have to agree that comic
It's a
book
private
stores are
business. They
right.
can do
Yeah.
whatever the hell they want. It's a private.
I mean, again, it's like at the end of the
property.
day, they're going to be losing money because people want the book and stuff. So it's like it's not like they're not going to hurt for not
But at
supplying
the
the book. So
same
I think,
time,
yeah.
DNC should be able to be like, look, this individual isn't going to carry my book, so then I could be like, look, you don't want to carry his book, then I'm not going to shop at your store. Like he has every
Yeah,
right
that's
to
the thing.
calm
It's
it
like
down
that,
too.
but it's like I just feel like him whining about it was ridiculous, and I get it that there is a legal case against it, against these stores for
Well,
colluding and
you
stuff.
can
But I
whine.
mean,
It's a free country.
well, apparently according to someone posted, apparently there is a legal case actually against the stores for colluding. There is apparently some law against that. It's weird, but it's like apparently businesses can't do it, but people can collude to boycott stuff. It's mainly because you don't get rid of a product.
It's like
Yeah,
antitrust laws and shit. I think that
yeah,
might fall under.
yeah, something like that. Because it's like boycotting a product is different from like refusing to supply a product. It's like different. Because the product is still on shelf. It's just people refusing to buy and stuff. Whereas in this, the product isn't even going to be on shelf. Even if people are asking for specific orders and stuff, people are refusing. But like I said, me personally, I just feel like it's bad business, so they're going to lose money. So, DNC still wins in the end. Yeah. But I don't. And then there's like, what's his name? Like, is his name Brett Smith? Is that his name? The writer or the colorist?
You know what? He just liked my tweet. It's Brett R. Smith. Yeah.
Brett R. Smith or DNC?
Oh, Brett R. Smith.
Oh, he liked your tweet.
But yeah, I just posted a booty pic of.
Oh, okay. Well,
Wow.
Okay. Well, it's just like he basically he tweeted in all caps saying we are the industry now, and it's.
Oh, the guy's just trolling.
Was that a troll? Okay, I hope that was okay. If it's a troll, then that's pretty funny. Because like, if he was serious, then it'd be. I thought it was actually really funny because like we are the industry now. It's like, dude, having a crowdfunding doesn't make you mean you're like the industry now. Come on. It's like see, one of the funniest things about this whole thing was that people were acting like crowdfunding was indicative that this proved what the industry wants and stuff. And it's like, no. You have a group of like 8,000 people who all happen to either be following diversity in comics or following someone who follows diversity in comics, and they gave money to crowdfunding, That's basically it. Like, crowdfunding doesn't prove that this is what the industry wants and stuff. I just hate when people use crowdfunding as like a crutch to basically act like this proves that this is what like the comic book industry really wants. It's like, no, it's not how it works. I mean, if
the idea of the book.
I'm not saying the idea of the book is bad. I'm just saying people claiming that this is like they understand now what the industry wants because of crowdfunding. I think that's stupid. It's retarded. It's a dumb.
Everybody's been kind of saying they want this for the past.
You're talking about, but yeah, this is Comicscape
5
people.
years. Like this is all.
Well, this is we're talking about Comicscape people, but we're not talking about like non-Comicscape people. People who are outside the movement. I'm just saying is I don't think a lot of people who are non-Comicscape were like supporting the crowdfunding and stuff. Most of the crowdfunding came from Comicscape people or people tied to the movement and stuff. And the occasional people who weren't even in the comic books who were doing it as well because they like DNC.
If that is true, then that means Marvel and DC are pretty much missing 8,000 people that would normally spend the money on the their products too.
Well, technically, a lot of those 8,000 people are still buying Marvel and DC comics, though. Like Doug buys them. Yeah, I think they're buying at least they're buying at least a comic book from one of those people.
I buy a lot of DC. I can't lie.
Yeah,
but
the thing is, but you also realize that DNC also is friends with, like, DNC is followed by Turd Flinging Monkey. The Quartering follows it. Like, he has a lot of very high end YouTubers following him as well.
Golden Eagle did a wicked video on him the other week, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but you know what, Turd Flinging Monkey I think follows him, right? Yeah, I think so. But you know, Turd Flinging Monkey follows him, right?
Yeah, I don't. Turd Flinging Monkey doesn't do anything interesting anymore, in my opinion.
What he does? He doesn't do the fucking videos where he sits down and makes a video. It's all just clips out of his shows. That's all right. Well, it's because he's using Twitch. He's using Twitch. He doesn't like using YouTube as much anymore because YouTube is fucking YouTube now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I get that. But it's just like, the thing is that he has like a high profile. But the thing is that the reason why this whole drama happened is because of his Twitter, is because of like the stuff he did on his Twitter. Because like Donald J. Thump made My Hero Macadamia, which also pissed off the SJWs and had a few hit pieces written about. But they still published his work and all that stuff because compared to DNC, his Twitter drama is a lot lower. Whereas DNC actually got into arguments with with very higher up creators, and also when you have when you also getting support from like Turd Flinging Monkey and the Quartering, that's also gonna really put people on your case and stuff because people think Turd Flinging Monkey is
nobody else did see shit too at the end of the day.
I mean, same thing with Quartering, like Jeremy, the Quartering and stuff. It's like he's like despised in the Magic community now because people generally think he's like a serial harasser and stuff and like a misogynist.
Oh, I don't buy into any of that. I think he's got better things to do.
Oh yeah, no, he's not like that. It's just like, again, that's the narrative because he essentially is because he called a girl a fake. He called her a fake fan because what?
She was just like one of those Patreon thoughts, right?
She was basically she was a cosplayer. You know, like how there's been this whole argument of whether or not cosplayers are actual fans, because you have a lot of women that just go to cons to cosplay to get the attention and stuff. Yeah, so basically, she's one of those cosplayers.
Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares if a guy wants to give a girl some money for a Patreon to show a bit of skin,
basically,
whatever.
So she was one of those fans that basically is like into cosplay, and she also apparently played Magic as well. And he apparently at one point called her a fake fan, and she claimed it was harassment and stuff, and he got a lifetime ban from Magic.
Okay, that's a bit fucking ridiculous.
I know, because again, that's not harassment to call someone a fake fan. It's just being an asshole, But being an asshole doesn't make you a harasser.
No.
It's like, it's like if I walk up to you and call you like an idiot or a moron or something like that.
I remember his video.
That's not harassment. What?
Yeah, there was like huge outrage because he called her out.
Yeah, I know. But again, it's another example of where like people are basically taking any sort of criticism or insult as harassment, which is stupid. I mean, again, literally calling anyone names on the internet is now harassment now, which is dumb. I mean, by that logic, Gail Simone is guilty of harassment because she makes comments about Donald Trump that are insulting.
Yeah. It's like people don't understand that they could just ignore people.
I know that, but it's just like, that's just the thing is like it's kind of the same thing. It's just that with DNC, it's like due to his Twitter drama and Twitter feuds and stuff, it kind of came back and bit him and stuff. Because if he didn't have a Twitter and just stuck with the YouTube, he would have definitely been able to just like do the crowdfunding and have his books show up in the store and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole Mark Waid thing probably wouldn't have happened and stuff either. Yeah, I just feel like this whole incident is that he crossed enough people that now people really want to go after him and get him stuff.
You know what? If this thing would have did shit numbers, nobody would have cared.
I think people still would have cared. They probably would have mocked him more, saying his book was like a train
I
wreck
don't
and stuff.
know. I wonder.
Yeah, I think they would have. No, I think the thing is that
yeah,
now
just
that
would
this,
have went the opposite direction.
okay, the thing is that I just feel like what was it? I just feel like this whole drama is just getting out of hand ridiculous. So I'm just kind of trying to wait till all blows by and stuff because
Oh God, this ain't
I'm kind of
going
getting tired.
anywhere,
I'm getting
buddy.
tired because it's like this comic skate drama is just getting stupid now because it's just all this drama over the fact that I'm not excusing Mark Waid. I think Mark Waid is still
That's
like a piece of
fucking
shit.
exhausting, man.
Yeah. It's just like I don't know. It's just like people are treating it like I don't know. It's just unnecessary drama. It just seemed like a month or two ago, people were talking about how this was all getting ridiculous, and now it's started back up again. It's like the whole milkshake thing. It's the milkshake drama all over again, where it's like someone does this, people react to it, and then there's all these accusations flying by. Because literally the whole milkshake drama thing, it sounds really stupid when you think about it. That something this big can come out of something like that.
Yeah.
The milkshake thing with Heather Antos.
To be honest, I think none of that really should have happened. Heather Antos was just getting like a milkshake and all that, and
yeah, no. Well, apparently it's supposed to be attributed to someone who's dead, and people were making jokes. Some people apparently made jokes saying, "Oh, they're all smiles."
Oh
and
no!
stuff.
Again, somebody made a joke on the internet. Fucking ignore it if you don't like it.
Well, again, it was like someone. No, I wouldn't call it jokes. I think this was a later joke. I don't think it was recent, but it's
Jesus
like someone
Christ, I went on
about,
that I fucking trolled that too. It was just funny.
Wait, but what was the original trigger? What was the like? She posted a picture. Then who responded that started it all? Like, what happened? Because it seemed like Comicsgate kind of was like someone in Comic. Didn't it seem like someone in Comicsgate took offense to it or something? Like.
I don't think anybody really cared. Everybody was taking the piss and shit out of Heather Antos because she did a poor job.
Yeah.
And she's out there getting fucking milkshakes instead of catching all the spelling mistakes and all the editorial issues.
Oh, okay, that was it. And then someone, who was it? Someone made a comment saying, "Oh, they would do Heather Antos and stuff," and that was like the second, that was like the second part of like how the milkshake drama blew up. Was someone said they do her still. I know they say you don't stick your dick in crazy, but she is pretty hot though. Oh yeah, because then the second accusation was the fact that she made Gwenpool look like her or something. Like someone made Gwenpool look exactly like her or something like that.
Yeah, I thought she just more or less dressed up like Gwenpool. I thought it was the other way around.
Really? Or you mean I thought Gwenpool looked different initially, and then they changed her to look like Heather Antos because wasn't the writer someone wasn't there also a guy who basically wanted to bang her or something like that? Like he was like a writer or someone in the industry, and like
people about Heather Antos. Fuck, she's gone. She's so cringe.
But she's so beautiful, though.
Oh, you can fucking go ahead there.
The thirst is real, Ricardo. The thirst is real.
Jeez.
Hey, there's instant. Hey, there was.
Don't worry, you ever start that publishing company? There'll be all kinds of desperate thoughts for you to prey upon.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm gonna be head executive, and Florence is gonna be my chief artist or whatever. We're just gonna keep those artist people on track. I'll give you a whip, Florence, so that when they slack, you get to whip and stuff.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Ricardo, you can handle the coding. We'll have you code for like our website.
Gonna have to decline that offer.
Why not? Use code. Let's have you code. We'll give you a steady job. Well, why not, Ricardo? It'll be fun.
No. Try not to.
Oh, you don't
do
want your
anything.
name associated with that, so you get busted.
It's too late.
It's too late. What?
It's too late. I'm already posted booty pics of jawbreakers on my Twitter.
But it's not your official Twitter, is it?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh no, you posted a booty pic.
Wait, is that your official? Wait, don't you have an alt account now or something?
Yeah, I just posted it on my main Twitter. I've already got 36 likes in the past 25 minutes. That's good return on investment.
36 likes. That's 32 likes, Ricardo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Dude, why would you post? Why are you being such a misogynist with these female characters, Ricardo? Ricardo, why are you being such a misogynist with female characters?
If that was a guy's ass, I'd post a picture all the same, brother.
Check your male privilege and why is your masculinity so fragile?
I would definitely post. I post the fucking Nightwing booties every now and then. So yeah, how do you like me now?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, well, I think the character in that is I think supposed to be like she's like is she like African or something, or what is she?
I don't know.
Either way, she's not. I mean, I kind of like white booty a little more.
I don't know. There's something like the
it's like a Rags. It's like funny thing about Rags. Like Rags, he created a comic book with like a girl who's basically in her underwear, but honestly, it's not as appealing. I don't know what is. I don't know if it's her freckles or whatever, or like how her face is drawn. It's also like she kind of gives off the whole meth cooker or meth addict look to it, you know. It's kind of a turnoff because like that, like, you know, the white undergarments and stuff and the freckles. It's just like, I don't know. I get like a meth addict feeling to it, which kind of just doesn't give the turn on stuff.
She gets clothes.
I like that direction.
What?
I think Ray Rand. I think she gets clothes eventually. I think.
Yeah, but all those promotional ads involve her basically being like almost naked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just oh yeah, but so anyway, Florence is designing like a cover for like a comic book parody comic I had called Icebreakers Missing Hearts.
Trying to get the Jawbreakers money.
No, it's just making a parody. I already have a pitch for it. If I make the comic book, here's the pitch. Basically, I'm going to require no crowdfunding, and the comic book is free. Who needs Jawbreakers? Unlike Jawbreakers, it will be no crowdfunding, and it will be free. That's the pitch for the comic book and stuff. What?
No, that's a good idea, though.
Yeah, it's just gonna be funny because I'm just trying to one up DNC saying, "Oh yeah, he charges money. I don't charge money and stuff. I have a better, I actually save you money and stuff."
You don't have John Malin and
I don't have John
Ethan Van Sciver on the project.
Well, Ethan Van Sciver is only doing he's only doing a special. He's only doing an alternative cover. He's not doing actual artwork in the story.
He's doing the Indiegogo cover.
Yeah, he's doing a cover. I mean, that's what tons of people do alternate covers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good thing it was out of DC, because if he had done it while DC, probably would have been fired.
I don't know. It's a lot to,
maybe, I don't know.
It's a lot to do commissions for whomever he wants.
Well, he's not part of the company anymore, so he's more open to doing what he wants now.
I don't know. As soon as that Cyberfrog Indiegogo is up, I'm jumping on that.
Does he really need to do an Indiegogo? Really? I mean, it seems like he's pretty well set right now.
He's doing a Cyberfrog comic.
I know that. I was saying I didn't think he would need. I didn't think he was going to do an Indiegogo. I thought he was just gonna
go
have
straight
it
to
released
public.
and just go sell it and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I thought he was gonna self-publish through Indiegogo, kind of what DNC was doing.
Okay, that's interesting. But anyway, I mean, I have John Mallon or Ethan Van Sciver, but I might have Florence. That's good enough. Just kidding. That was just joking, Florence. I mean, I'm probably not going to make a comic book out of it. I mean, if I can ever, but yeah. I just was making the cover as a parody and stuff to like have a laugh as a laugh. Icebreakers missing hearts. Yeah, someone in like Nurkish, someone in Nurkish Discord suggests I should call it Ball Busters. That would be fucking awesome, Ball Busters. And it's like the whole thing is just taking pot shots at Comicsgate. Like seriously, it'd be funny if someone Comicsgate. I mean, if I could do it too, but if someone else does it, that'd be awesome too. If someone like just made a comic book that is basically roasting Comicsgate or like the whole controversy as a whole and stuff. Basically saying this whole thing is basically for fags and stuff. You know, essentially it's like it's just them like like saying Comicsgate is just ridiculous. The whole thing is like insane. That would be pretty funny, actually, come to think of it. Just like, you know, saying, oh, yeah, these people are all grown-ass men complaining about all this different stuff, all because of Twitter and internet drama. This all sounds stupid beyond belief. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it'd be kind of funny.
I actually, since they're not doing it, I feel tempted to write a Law and Order SVU episode. That's basically a Comicsgate episode since they did a Gamergate episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that would be funny. It'd be intentionally terrible just to, you know, have a good laugh and stuff. Where it's like, oh yeah, a female creator goes to a convention for comic books, and then some character, a guy walks over and says, "Get out of your fake comic, girl." He just walks fake right up to her and just says, "What?"
Has to be fake geek girl.
Yeah, see, in the Gamergate episode, they say gamer girl, like get out of your fake gamer girl. And then basically, how I was going to write the script was throughout the show, throughout the episode, they occasionally will play actual videos from Comicsgate members, you know, and they're gonna like the characters are talking about how repulsive the videos are, and then like one of our videos, I was thinking like one of my videos would show up or something like that. It's one of the clips, and then basically captain like whoever they basically like one of the characters gets kidnapped and stuff by like one of the Comicsgate people. I was gonna choose whether or not it was gonna be like me or Captain Frugal who ends up kidnapping someone. Then it's like it just devolves into kidnapping and a cult-like mentality of people planning to commit acts of terrorism against comic book creators. That would be fucking hilarious. It's like, oh yeah, Comicsgate. According to Law and SCU, it's about kidnapping, assault, and terrorism on comic book stores and comic book creators that don't adhere to their opinions and stuff. Because yeah, the Gamergate episode of Law and SCU was had nothing to do with really actual Gamergate. It was basically like, yeah, woman gets raped and harassed at a gaming convention. She then gets kidnapped, and apparently there's like a white supremacist cult that's behind like this video game community or something like that. Yeah, it was really fake and stuff. Because you saw the meme, the level up meme, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like did you see that, Ricardo? That little meme that was going around called "They Leveled Up."
I wasn't paying attention to any of that stuff back in.
The episode came out like in 2015. I don't know when the episode came out like a couple of years ago. Well, anyway, there's someone did a YouTube video commentary on it, which is pretty funny. That's where I found out about it. Yeah, but it was just an idea. I mean, unless Comicsgate becomes as big as Gamergate, they're probably not going to make an episode about it.
No, the fucking market for comics is games are billions.
Well, I mean, they
Like
did.
the-
I mean, I don't know, depends because, like, the thing about law. I mean, they should rename it SJW because that's literally what Law and Order SVU is. It's like it's like a whole lot of rape and stuff. You know, it's like all the store cases are basically mainly about rape, and they've lately been trying to inject a lot of politics into this bullshit. Like, there was one episode called InfoWars where like a conservative female speaker gets raped and stuff by a bunch of Antifa members, and they get away with it because one of the eyewitnesses or one of her followers is like
the chick looked like Ann Coulter or something, eh?
yeah, or like it was meant as a reference to Ann Coulter or something disgusting and stuff.
Like
And
the victim or something was like a
the
skinny,
victim, yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, no, I saw it. No,
seen
basically,
something.
essentially, she basically the rapists get away with it because one of the eyewitnesses is like some radical far right, you know, activist or something like that, and they found his opinion so reprehensible that they just threw out the case. It's something really disgusting, yeah.
I got to take my dog out. You guys gonna be streaming for a bit?
We might end it like at 4:30 potentially, so maybe not.
What's 4:30? It says 7:23 here. You're 3
Yeah,
hours.
7:20. So yeah, so we're gonna end it like in maybe like a few minutes, maybe like four. I'm like it's 4:23 here, so yeah. So maybe like 10 or 20 minutes, maybe.
Well, I'll just sign off then, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's fun. Guess we'll do it next weekend.
Yeah, I'll do it next weekend. I mean, I'll be moving in June, so after I'm done moving, I'm not entirely sure when I'll be scheduling these streams again because I won't be sure.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, and then also like I haven't been uploading too many videos because I've been trying to write more, but we'll see what happens. See, I want to try to upload more videos, but we'll see.
Can we just do videos on what you're writing?
The thing is, I would like to do that, but I was also kind of hoping to have my own personal YouTube account for myself, like my actual self, because this is my actual name for that. And, you know, if I get published, and, you know, it would look kind of awkward if my anonymity got revealed, and I prefer not to get in a DNC situation, but if I did, I would just own up to it and not, like, you know, complain online. But yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta be prepared to take what you get.
Yeah, I'm prepared. I just prefer not to have to. So that's why I'm trying to keep this all separate. Like a lot of other people are being anonymous. Like some people in Comics Gear are really paranoid about being doxxed and stuff. So they like are very adamant about keeping.
Jesus Christ, it's comic books.
What?
These guys think it's too much like life and death or something.
Yeah, I don't want to mention names, but yeah, no, I know a couple of people who are very paranoid about being doxxed and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
In general, they hate the idea of doxing anyway, but yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, so yeah, we'll catch you next week, Ricardo.
All right, guys, thanks for having me. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, see you,
Bye.
Ricardo. But so your week's been good, Florence?
Oh yeah. It's I've been keeping myself busy so far. Let me
That's cool.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to work on some stills for Yellow Flash because he wanted me to work on them. So and then
For what?
For Yellow Flash, I've been meaning
like,
to.
What kind of stills? Like, what are they?
For his YouTube channel, his those kind of stills, like for like how what's that one YouTuber, Mr. Dapperton, how he does his videos?
Oh, stills. You mean like pictures and when they're talking, or like you're talking about thumbnails for the video?
Yeah, pictures when they're talking.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah. So, were you also able to like work on the thing I asked, or?
I'm actually gonna be working on the sketch today, so.
Oh, that's cool, because I know it's a little more complicated than the MAGA Boy sketch because it's like multiple people in that same sketch. But it's like I just wanted it because that's part of the joke I'm planning to do, which I'm just gonna post in under Comicsgate and talk about how, oh yeah, check out my new book, like Icebreakers, Lost Souls.
Oh yeah.
Or Icebreakers Missing Hearts says, Lost Souls, Missing Hearts.
Yeah. So Jawbreakers, that's they call Jawbreakers they kind of have a subtitle for it, like I'm not so like your comic is called Icebreakers Missing Hearts or something like that, and Jawbreakers is that like named something else?
Well, the comic book's called Jawbreakers, right?
Oh yeah.
ENC's book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I called it Icebreakers as a gag, saying it's a parody. Like it's called Jawbreakers. I say Icebreakers, Lost Souls, Missing Hearts, because like missing and lost are the same word basically. And hearts, like you have a soul and then you have a heart and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, it's a gag. It's like a parody basically on that and stuff. And someone suggests I should have called it Ball Busters, which sounds pretty funny too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of wondering, but like let me see.
Yeah, one of these times I'm gonna after I move, because I guess I want to save my money right now. I actually want to get one of those drawing pads for my computer, because I kind of want to. Because what programs do you use for drawing? Are you using GIMP or are you using like something like Photoshop, like something professional?
I actually use Manga Studio 4. Well, there's
Oh,
Manga.
can you draw on that, or I thought that was just for putting together the panels.
Oh no, you can actually draw on that and make panels and all that.
Are the tools good? Because I know a lot of people use Photoshop, like that's the main go-to editing software.
I've been meaning to switch to Photoshop, but
Well, Photoshop's how you make memes. Like if you want to make some crazy memes, people use Photoshop to like make all those wacky memes, like where you like Photoshop someone's face over someone else, and it's like, oh, like those Mark Wade memes are basically Photoshopped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I want to use. I mean, I'm going to use GIMP because like GIMP is basically Photoshop but free, so it's not as complex. But it's a decent photo editing software.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that kind of reminds me. But I actually made some memes of the Thundercats thing. It actually got a lot of attention. Oh, I think
it's on your Twitter, or you haven't posted them yet.
Oh, hold on.
Are they on your Twitter?
Let me see. Yeah, I think I can screen share it if you want.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Oh, okay.
Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, I saw one. Expectations versus reality.
Yeah, and like and then there's this other one with the upgrade. Yeah,
upgrade. Fuck, go back. That's pretty funny.
So
how did you make those? Like what split? What system? Sorry, what programs did you use?
Oh, I still use Manga Studio. It's just that I kind of copy and pasted the images.
Oh, that's cool. So Manga Studios can let you do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not sure like how much better it is than Photoshop, but I think I might switch to that sometime.
Photoshop, how much does Manga Studios cost you? Because Photoshop is going to cost you like over $100.
Oh dang. Manga Studio would cost me like 15 for the regular one. For XD, that's the one that I upgraded to. It cost me like 30.
Yeah, so I mean, my judging is Photoshop is like, well, Photoshop has a lot of features to it, and I think Photoshop, yeah, because it's not just like you can paste and copy and stuff like that. You can also like I said, you can change things around. Like people have ways of photoshopping to like make porn and stuff, like where it's like, oh, I'm gonna take a woman's face and paste it over like a naked body and stuff. And it looks very realistic, and like you think it's an actual nude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know there are lots of people who have done that before, and then so there's a lot of tools with Photoshop. So it looks like it's a very extensive program that will that probably takes a while to master and stuff, but it looks like you can do a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah. I might probably get it for Christmas and also a printer because like I only have like a scanner, but a lot of people kind of keep asking me if I have like a printer that I can use. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Other than that, I mean, there are actually these like for my pen, I actually have like these nibs that I need to get, which are they. I would have kind of expected them to kind of last. Well, I mean, they do kind of last long. It's just that, yeah, I kind of need to replace them every once in a while. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what like is moving kind of hard for you, or?
Probably shouldn't be because it's not like a house or anything, so it shouldn't be too hard.
Oh yeah.
But sorry, what were you about to say?
Oh no, you can go.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say is so this week I didn't upload really any videos because I've been trying to write more, and which I did because it's probably not healthy, but I on the days I have time to write, I've been buying monsters at work because I feel like the caffeine rush, the energy rush would like make you focus on writing, which it actually kind of does. If
Yeah.
you like have a caffeine rush, because I just don't feel like drinking coffee.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I don't know, I just like the taste of Monster because again it's sweet, which is probably still not good for you, but I like the taste of Monsters over coffee.
Yeah.
So
I actually tasted Monster a while back, and it actually kind of tastes like candy a little bit.
Wait, is it Monster or Red Bull? Because Red Bull tastes a lot like candy. Because like Monster, if like Monster tastes like the original Red Bull from Thailand, like basically like Monster and Thai Red Bull taste very similar. Just Monster is more carbonated.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was a Red Bull. Yeah.
Oh, it was a Red Bull, so it wasn't Monster.
Oh yeah. The difference, the difference between Monster and Red Bull, like, which would probably be, I guess, like,
more people I think drink Monster. I mean, Red Bull is more publicized because I've seen on television ads for a lot more. But like, I think Monster, I think is generally more likes than Red Bull because like Red Bull tastes like candy flavored soda to me, whereas Monster to me tastes like it tastes very artificial, but not in like a candy sort of way. It still tastes like it's some form of drink, you know?
oh yeah.
Yeah. So it tastes like it could actually be a soda per se, but still, it tastes different from a soda. Like it still has an energy drink like taste to it.
I think I might know what you're saying. Kind of like how
Because Monster's like the black can, Red Bull's like the white and the silver and blue.
yeah, because isn't it kind of like, I don't know, like a somewhat kind of like Dr. Pepper or no, like Diet Coke or something like that. Like,
It doesn't taste like diet drinks. It doesn't have that like I don't know, that kind of weird like diet drinks have like that bland aftertaste or something because of like the artificial sweeteners and stuff compared to like the flavorful regular sodas. Like it's like Monster just kind of hits hard. It's because there's caffeine and sugar in it. It like hits you. It like has a punch to it. It's like a kick, kind of, when you drink like a Monster, which is supposed to. So the taste kind of gives you a kick, kind of. It's not bitter. It's sweet and not bitter, unlike coffee, but it does still have that kick that you feel like when you drink coffee, straight, like straight black coffee, where it's like you feel like kind of a rush or a charge.
oh yeah.
But it just that with Monster's case, it has a lot of sugar in it. Like I think it has like 450 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why you want to drink a lot of it, because one kid died because he drank like 7 of them in one day, and his dad wanted to sue the company, even though it kind of warned that you shouldn't drink an excessive amount.
Yeah, I was actually kind of thinking that if I'm ever gonna like start drinking energy drinks, I'm gonna probably, I think I'm gonna probably drink at least like 1 can a day. Well, maybe not Monster, but probably just I'll probably be like a Red Bull type of person.
Yeah, I just take Monster and stuff, but it's probably not healthy. But oh well.
Or no, maybe not like 1 can a day, maybe like once every 2 days, just to be sure.
Huh. Okay.
Hmm.
That's interesting. Apparently, comic book. Sorry, sorry. I was on Twitter, and it looks like Jawbreakers is being listed under a comic book sale site.
Oh, what?
Oh, Jawbreakers. It's apparently in the top 10. It's number 10 in sales.
Oh, dang.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's really good actually. But wow, Action Comics 1000 sold over 3 million copies.
Yeah,
That's unheard of because that's Silver Age level. That's almost Silver Age level sales. I mean, so not Silver Age, sorry, that's Golden Age level sales right there. That's really good.
oh
But it's
yeah,
1000, so it's gonna do that. But that's amazing.
yeah, that's I think it kind of deserved it. Like,
Oh well, yeah. I mean, it's the first superhero, so he's gonna do that.
oh yeah, I mean, there were like 2 stories in there that were kind of a miss for me, but pretty much all the other stories were really good. So
What were the 2 stories that are missed for you?
hold on, I have my comic. I have my copy right around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. You read the Action Comics 1000, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the Action Comics 1000.
Yeah, I was thinking. Okay, so the one story was, let me see, faster than a speeding bullet. I thought that was kind of it was a where Superman was just kind of like trying to go like really really fast, just trying to fly, so that because there was this woman being hostage, and this guy was going to kill her with this gun.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh, it's not okay. It's not an enemy within. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
wait,
mean,
is
it
that
wasn't. Oh, what?
Oh, okay. It's not. It wasn't an enemy within then, right? It's the one where the guy basically is being mind controlled by Brainiac. Oh wait, no. I go. Okay, I see it now. I found it. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
trying to go super fast and like he. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was. I mean, it wasn't really that bad. It was just kind of like an average story in there. Like,
Yeah. For me, I think I like them all. I think just my least favorite one was probably like the last one with Brian Michael Bendis. I mean, it was just a setup for his book, so it was okay. But I think all of them were really good. Like, I feel like they were most of them, like except for the last one, they were all really important to Superman's character. Like, I like the Tomorrowland one where you get to see like the Legion of Superheroes people in the future with like a Superman ride.
oh yeah, Action
And
Line
it
was
turns
great.
out to be Mr. Mixia basically like reliving the Superman myth or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, and then like I know some people didn't like it, but I just really love um the of Tomorrow storyline where he travels back to Earth before it's consumed by like the red sun. It's like set in millions in the like over like a million years. It's set like a bit like a very long time into the future.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's
where he
like
was
four
like,
billion years into the future. Yeah.
oh yeah, that one was really good.
Yeah, it's basically again like a lot of people are saying, oh, it's what was the point of it? Well, the point of it was literally them showing just how important his parents were to him. Like in a sense, the Kents are very integral to him growing as a person and how he became the Superman stuff. So in a sense, they're the reason why the Superman exists, you know? So I thought that story was really great because it actually recognized the importance of the Kents as people in like the development of the Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the what?
I guess it was kind of ended off of a bittersweet note where it's kind of like, yeah, the Earth was destroyed, but Superman still, after all this time, remembers his parents.
Yeah, and I actually like that. I like it because he could have stopped it. Like he could have put the Earth out of the path, but he thinks that it's just time for it to go. Like let nature run its course, which is a Superman thing. Like Superman has for multiple times always said that his deal is he has godlike powers, but he won't use them to basically force people to bow to his will. You know what I mean? He kind of treats us like his equal. So kind of like that, he could change the Earth's trajectory so that it doesn't get destroyed, but he doesn't want to enforce his will upon nature, so he's allowing it to run its course, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is a very Superman thing to do. And I just like it because it's a bittersweet note, but it just kind of shows that even some things just have to come to an end. And it's just kind of an ode to showing people how important the Kents are to his mythos as a character. And I also like the car story. That was a good one. The one written by Richard Donner and Jeff Johns.
Let me see.
It's the one. It's like the one about the first person I think Superman ever brought to justice, and in the future he basically turns into a good guy who helps people. It's a kind of example how it's another one of the stories where it shows that people who were Superman's enemies can also be redeemed. Like they won't always be bad guys.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, like the ending shows that he helps people and stuff. Like he turns a fire hydrant to give like water, fun to like a very hot community.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was that was actually pretty good. It was I mean, I've never read the first Action Comics, but I can kind of appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess another one that was kind of average for me was fifth season, but I think I could, if I were to go back and reread this again, I would still like those two stories that even if they're kind of average for me, I would still go back and read them.
Which ones? The ones that you mentioned?
The fifth season, it's where let me see. He's at the Daily Bugle, and he wants to, and what was it, Perry? Where Perry kind of wants him to do a story on something, and he sees that there's this train that's in the way, and he stops. And then there's also this guy who's getting mugged by these other guys. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's interesting. Yeah, but also the first story is also really good because it's like Superman Appreciation Day. It's like really great, and it's like I like how how the rest of the league basically intentionally try to fool him so he doesn't go out saving the day so he can be there for people. And I just love that speech given by the ex-convict who basically talks about how Superman basically inspired him to be a better person. I just love that because that's definitely part of the character. Because I know a couple of people are complaining saying there wasn't very much action in the book, but again, that's not what the character is about. The point of the character is not about the action, really. It's about the fact that he's a symbol of hope and is there to inspire people to be better and stuff. So, he basically inspired even bad guys that they could do good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then not just the heroes that come to celebrate Superman's day where well, not just the heroes, but also Harley Quinn, and I think let me see, Deathstroke, that even the villains actually come to some of the villains. Yeah,
even though in truth, Harley Quinn's there, so they should be being arrested. That's pretty funny because you think that they might try and arrest them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing and stuff. It's just that you know, it's the whole purpose of this. The whole purpose of Action Comics 1000 wasn't that it was meant to be like, oh, this is a story. It's not. It's not meant that it's meant to be a story for like a usual comic book story. It was literally meant as a tribute and to Superman and showing readers what the character what the character means to people and stuff. So I thought it was a really great tribute.
Yeah. I also really like the Never-Ending Battle by Peter Tomasi, where Superman kind of what was it? I think I forgot what.
Oh, is that the one where he goes throughout history?
Oh yeah. That was pretty cool. That like in one day he went through all the stuff that happened in his past and all that just before he got home for dinner or for his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Enemy Within is pretty good too. It's because the guy is going crazy, and Superman figures out that Brainiac is influencing people through like a virus or something like that, which is pretty cool. It's like I was at first kind of worried that it was going to be some SJW thing, but it actually wasn't. It actually was pretty good. Like it gave a very good and comically explanation for why a guy's going crazy.
Oh yeah.
And Superman finds a way to solve the problem without having to kill people.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Pretty good.
But yeah, so it's like Action Comics 1000. Yeah, that was I thought it was just really great, and I think DC did a really great job of resetting the numbers of the edition of like the comic book back to where they were before the New 52, and then actually getting to 1000. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with Detective Comics 1000 when that comes out.
Oh yeah, that.
Well, I mean, they're going to have to because it's Batman. Batman is definitely going to need to get his own, 1000 book too.
Yeah, I was actually kind of wondering, but like, what issue is Detective Comics on?
What issue? Let's see. I can't kind of load the computer. Darn. I think it's on 851. I'm not sure.
I think it might be. I think it might be Detective Comics 934.
Oh, okay, that's it. Yeah, so it's like it's probably going to be a little while, maybe a couple of years, but they're probably definitely going to do it because they can't miss out on Batman.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm googling Detective Comics 1000. Yeah, it's just predictions. There's no official statement on it. Yeah, I don't see anything on it, so it probably will happen. Yeah, eventually.
Oh yeah.
There's just predictions for Detective Comics 1000. I mean, if they're smart, I mean, what would be really great would be cool is if they made like with Superman, like with Action Comics 1000, they make it an anthology because I think that would work because the original plans for Action Detective Comics were the fact that they were an anthology before they became centered on one specific character.
Oh, Detective Comics was just kind of like.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, that's what they should do with it. They should have like 1000 be like a collection of stories, like with Action Comics 1000, but they could do it about what Batman's all about, or they could just have it be like different mysteries that Batman solves. It'd be kind of cool if they actually did it like these these short stories involving him solving mysteries and all that stuff. It'd be kind of really awesome. And then they could have a Batman throughout all the eras and stuff. Like they could have a short story based upon the original, like the Batman from the 1930s with his gun, and they could have like a 1960s Batman like Adam West, and then 1970s and 1980s, and then like a 2000s Batman. That'd be kind of cool, where they have like a Batman short story for each era.
Oh yeah, that that actually would be kind of cool. That I don't know if they could do like a Batmite story because I know that Batmite is kind of like a fanboy
Well,
of
since
Batman.
they did Mixed Plick, they probably would do a Batmite story at some point. That'd be kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
That could be like the final story where it's like it ends with like, oh yeah, Batmite was just like, yeah, it's Batmite reading his collection of comic books and stuff.
Oh,
And he
that'd be
makes
so
some funny
cool.
remark, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to use Batmite more often. I mean, I don't want him to be used like Deadpool that much, but I just feel like the character has a lot of potential. Like I always wanted to use like I've used him a couple times for form-based role playing online, which would be funny where I just play off him as a fanboy and stuff, trying to live his dream of becoming a superhero.
Oh
And it's like
yeah.
he makes all these funny comic book references. Like he does something like because he can shapeshift and stuff. He basically he turns into something he calls his '90s mode, where he grows muscles, grows fangs, red eyes, and he makes a comment saying, "I'm so edgy and hardcore. I don't even know the meaning of happiness and joy." So he calls it '90s mode. It's like a joke on the '90s era of comics with anti-heroes.
Oh yeah.
Because you know, like how the '90s, everyone calls that kind of like a dark age, where it's like, oh, there were like so many anti-heroes. People like kind of make fun of the decade constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what your opinions are with anti-heroes. If you think there are too many of them or not, because it seems like today, especially, there's still a lot of anti-heroes, and people are kind of getting sick of them.
Kind of, yeah, that
You don't really like
I
anti-heroes because a lot of people kind of love them. Because I know it seems like Jawbreaker seems like are those even superheroes? They might be are they superheroes or anti-heroes?
not really sure, but like I guess it kind of depends on the anti-hero. Like I really like let me see. Hmm, can't really think of anything that I like right now, but yeah, it kind of depends. Let me see. No way, Boba Fett. I think it's kind of an anti. Well, I mean, I don't know if Boba Fett is going to be doing like anti-hero things, but um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wait, say that again.
yeah, I don't know if what was it? If because I was gonna say Boba Fett that if Boba Fett actually is an anti-hero, then maybe him, but there's
Depends. I
not.
mean, he's kind of like maybe an anti-hero, but it seems like y'all. Well, in the expanded universe, I guess he eventually became an anti-hero because I know he was like a villain in the actual movies.
Yeah, or oh no, wait.
Yes,
Uh, I was
someone.
actually gonna. Oh, what?
Oh, I was just gonna say it's like yeah, some people. That's what someone. That's what some people. Some person hated about Rogue One is that they could have literally put Boba Fett into Rogue One, where he's like hunting down and killing the Rogue One crew and stuff. Like that's what he says. Like they had a perfect chance to use Boba Fett in Rogue One, but they fucked it up. You know, Disney didn't use that chance, which is kind of too bad because that actually would have been kind of cool if Boba Fett was in Rogue One, hunting down the rogues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
as
be
a
really
mercenary,
good.
like yeah, the Empire hires him to take them down stuff. Yeah, because you know Boba Fett's like a badass mercenary in the expanded universe, but again, it's like Disney didn't use these great characters when they had them available.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that let me see. There are not really a lot of anti-heroes I really like, but I think that Boba Fett, I'm kind of hoping they make a movie out of that. Well, not maybe not like a movie, but so much like uh let me see. Um yeah, maybe a movie of Boba Fett could be good, but I'm not really sure. Like they'll probably um it's again, it's kind of like I'm not really against like female protagonists, but I can imagine they could throw a female protagonist in there with just like um just to kind of like in Han Solo where it's like they have a female protagonist who kind of like um who's kind of like what was it? I guess it's kind of in the
What,
trailer.
Mary
She just
Sue?
kind of.
You mean Mary Sue, or what are you talking about?
Oh no, not a Mary Sue, but just kind of like she kind of tells off Boba Fett, says that you're kind of that you're aggressive, this kind of stuff like that, or it's like the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, one of those things. Like, oh, you gotta be more feminine.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like, I know, I just hate that stuff. It's just like, yeah, it's like they literally are gonna run the series into the ground, and like Disney's only gonna. I mean, Disney lost a lot of money, but I honestly think they may not just care. You know?
yeah, yeah. Uh, I was kind of thinking that like, um, well, if not for that, I'm also thinking that the Green Ranger is the only one that I really, really like out of like all the anti-heroes ever. Definitely the Green Ranger, because to be honest, like the first season of Power Rangers, that was kind of like it was all right. I just didn't really like it as much until the Green Ranger came in. Then the show got like really fucking good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you Okay, so did you read did you read a bit of by NaNoWriMo story? Because I thought I posted to you a while ago.
Oh yeah, I still have it in my in my Microsoft Word. I think once I get back from the comic book store today, I'll probably end up reading it because I kind of I think I'm gonna probably use this day for free time.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you haven't started reading it yet then?
Uh, yeah, I think I'm gonna probably read the first chapter today and then the second one tomorrow. And how many chapters there might be?
Yeah, there are several chapters, but yeah, yeah, because you also posted me yours, I think, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, guys, I'll have to read that too sometime. But yeah, so I should probably cut it off now since it's getting a little late. So anyway, I'll start the broadcast. So you guys can like and subscribe to my channel. You can also find Florence on YouTube as well. And I mean, do you upload regularly to your channel, Florence, or not really?
Not really. I've been kind of I've been kind of slow with my content.
Yeah, so I am still not comfortable giving out my Twitter at the moment just so I don't lose it because I had to make an alter account because my main account got banned permanently, but you can give them your account number, Lawrence.
Uh, Let me see. Hold on. My account number.
Or sorry, account name, sorry, your account address for Twitter.
Oh yeah. My account name is at Gamaliel Perales. You can follow me there.
Yeah. Basically, if you see a guy named Florence Lupin on Twitter being followed by like Ricardo, Apex Troll, Kill Slam, and several others. Yeah, that's this guy right here. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good day. This is your King Billy signing.